like where to put your pink wards, how to deep ward, and then like clear the enemy vision and do Baron. They're so fucking bad at it, and I don't understand how it's possible for these people to be pro players in this day and age when things that were like.
Right, this is going to be episode 35 of Listen Loco. Another return guest. We've got Dominate here, mainly because if you notice the way the LCS works at the moment, like you have to get people who they know the LCS, they watch the LCS, but they're not in the LCS because otherwise they can't truly flame how bad it is at the moment. So we had to bring in Dom. Obviously, is an OG. He knows it's rotten to the core. So he's here to help us break this down. How do you feel about LCS this split? Actually, memes aside, like.
I don't know. I'm like super fucking disappointed. It actually feels like people have taken steps back. Like I don't know how you feel about it, Loco, but when it comes down to like basic things that pro players should know, like when you're winning a game, how to like vision control, like where to put your pink wards, how to deep ward, and then like clear the enemy vision and do Baron, they're so fucking bad at it. And I don't understand how it's possible for these people to be pro players in this day and age when things that were like being taught and being done in season 5, season 6 are just being horribly executed now.
You know the sad thing is, Loco, I'd tell you the team that I would go back in a time machine and bring to now and they'd fucking dominate this LCS are all those Dignitas teams that used to just do the stupid 50-50 Barons. They'd win this LCS. Like, that's all LCS is now. It's like two teams where neither, like the team that's behind never seems to understand that they're the team behind.
Hey,
the team that's in the lead never fucking split pushes, even if they have a split push. It's like, it's all just Barons all day long.
Yeah, who's smiting all those 50-50 Barons? Just wondering. Who's on that Dignitas team smiting all those 50-50 goddamn Barons, bro?
See, this would be the dream Dominate split, the worst St. Vicious split possible. St. Vicious' career would be ended from this split.
Yep.
Do you guys think the lack of relegation has made NA worse? Why do you guys think NA feel garbo right now?
I think that they like. I think so many players are just being chose based on their mechanical skill, and then there's a lot of people that, like the players that are in there, like clearly just none of them know like the basics of, like how to direct the team during like a Baron situation. Like there has to be somebody on the team that's just saying the basic shit of like, hey guys, everyone buy a pink ward on this back. Like let's pink here, here, and here. Let's deep ward here and here. We're gonna red sweep this, and then we're either gonna like start the Baron and turn, or just like bait the Baron, or just finish the Baron. Like those are your options, right? Like that's what you're taught when you're a pro player.
Hopefully.
And no one's fucking hopefully. But they like never do it. I don't understand. Like the clutch for his fucking 100 Thieves game, I swear to God, I wanted to blow my fucking brains out. That was the worst game of LCS I've ever seen. That was worse to me than the Renegades Dignitas game.
We're back in the day, yeah.
For me, that was more painful because I just saw like these plays. I'm like, wait, you have Hootie on your team, you have Piglet on your team, you have Lyra on your team, and none of them can like direct that. Okay, if they can't direct it, like Demonte, Vulcan, somebody has to be able to just win that game through comms. Like I honestly felt like watching that. If you give me the lead, right? Let's say I have terrible kids. If you give me that lead and you replace me with Lyra, I swear to God, if I was just talking, we could win that game. That's how I felt as a player. So. This shit, dude, I don't know, man. It really is fucking triggering me. It is triggering me so goddamn hard in the LCS right now.
Like, here's the thing, Loco. I can accept when the bad teams play like this, but like this week we had a marquee matchup. We had C9 versus TSM. What a fucking shit show that game was, mate. Like, is TSM a competent team? Like, they even when they have a lead, they don't split push when they have split push champions. It doesn't even make sense. Why do people group?
I mean, I honestly thought that game wasn't as bad for me. Like, I could understand.
No, but the fact that that's supposed to be like a marquee matchup, though, I'm expecting to see like two of the best teams. Like, which of these teams could go against G2 if they play them? Like neither, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, G2's macro can look like sloppy at times. Like they fucking threw a horrible gold lead. Like they threw like a 10K gold lead just this past week. So, I mean. It's not like I think EU is some master race, but it's definitely miles above NA. The TSM game, it didn't bother me that much because both teams kind of like understood the situation and they kind of played to their win conditions. Like TSM they did a pretty good job of like using their poke pick comp.
It was going great early on,
in the mid game. Like they had the right idea of like, okay, we throw all of our CCs, we throw the fucking Zoe bubble, like the Nico, like E, all that shit. We throw it, and if something hits, then we just all in, one shot the target with fucking like various like. Sven was doing a good job, like looking for flash ults when they had the ability to burst somebody out. Like I was really happy with how TSM were playing, and they just made one big blunder and lost the game off it. But for me, I'm more okay with a game like that than like the other shit we've been seeing. And like, even if that's a marquee matchup, I mean, C9 is one of the teams that I feel like has better shot calling in the league. I feel like somebody like Zeyzal actually is able to like identify in the game what their win conditions are. Like, he's able to be like, hey, like, and even like if you saw the last play, even though that Sven botched the play, like didn't get ult, they ended up winning the game because they understood like, okay, they just split up for 1 second. This is like our one chance. Like, we have to all in super fucking hard here and see if we can get like one fucking pick, because if we get one pick, we'll snowball through the team fight. Like, if they don't have their whole poke comp executing together and just like one-shotting one target at the beginning of the fight, and you just 5v5 run into them, you will win that fight. So I was okay with that game. That game I thought was like a pretty decent game.
That game, I think, was a great example of like an NA team actually being able to play Flint comps, being able to play like some of the harder to execute comps. I talked to Reapert a lot after.
You're talking about Cloud9 was one that did that, right?
Yeah. I talked to Reapert a lot after that game regarding the draft and regarding some of the situation, because they early drafted Kindred when they already had a Galio, and most NA teams, whenever they pick Galio, they just snap Jarvan on command. Jarvan. To make sure they can get the Jarvan Galio engaged. And I mean, it's not like Reaper's fucking stupid. I asked him like, why'd you guys not take Jarvan there? And then he talked about Jarvan making their comp really one-dimensional, and because they already have a Kench, even though Engage is good and you do need Engage, like if you draft like that versus a Kench, it can be problematic when you face better teams. And he wanted to play a comp that was harder, that gives the players more option and more freedom later down the line. That's why they took Aatrox later. So it kind of makes sense. They at least have something in mind. And even for Svenskeren not ulting, Reapert actually told me afterwards, like, it was good that Svenskeren didn't ult, and he didn't ult on purpose, because if he got the ult off and it allowed Zoe to live, they actually could have lost that fight. So a lot of the things that Cloud9 are doing, I think, is really good, and they are pushing themselves in the right direction. And I haven't heard of an NA team or an NA coach that is like, even though this comp is easier and better, I want to prep for the future, so I'm going to do this instead. So I actually give a lot of props to Cloud9 for last weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, sort of make it harder for himself.
I don't agree with that logic though. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I think that Jarvan's just the superior pick there every single time, because your win condition is like having to engage versus that comp realistically. Like, if you're playing triple poke, right? Like Nico kind of like Nico's like kind of like a poke slash, like, she functions in the poke comp to be able to like help with the pick. She can facilitate the pick, but then she also like works as like a disengage like tool, so that when they're getting engaged on after, they get the pick, and then if they get the pick, like, obviously C9's gonna want to like engage on the people that have burned all their stuff, because as soon as Varus ult is down, if Varus uses like his chains of corruption into Q combo, and then Zoe uses like her Q like during the cooldowns, is when you like counter engage, right? Like, that's where you're gonna have to jump in on them. And I just think that in a comp like that, like, having a Kindred really doesn't do anything for you, and it didn't really function that well throughout the game. So like, the logic of oh, this gives them more options, like, I really don't think you have any other options. Like, sure, like, what is the other option that you are like opening up in that situation versus that poke comp?
I honestly don't agree with it too, Dom. Like, I do think also, like, just easier is better. Even on like international skill, I do think easier to execute and easier wombo combos have, like, there's strength in simplicity, and there's strength in being easy to execute and easily replicable. So I agree, like, Jarvan is so much better there. Like, Jarvan Galio wombo is something so strong and so easy to pull off.
Plus, you look at that particular game, like that. What tilted me about that game, right, is, I'm not joking. This might seem like something people wouldn't notice. Go back and watch in that game. At least two of the massive team fights that the TSM loses, they have no flashes on most members. Like, why would you, as the poke comp, you're winning the game, remember? You have the lead, you have the towers, you have everything. Why are you wasting all your poke, and then just like, you have no way to escape when they re-engage on you?
Yeah, that was just like, I think that was one of the hardest. That was one of the hardest Bjergsen throws I've ever seen. He normally
that move he made right at the end was unreal. He was like 5-1-6 or something on that champion. He just threw the whole game.
He was just smurfing so hard in the game, like, he just had a
he was killing it, yeah.
He had a massive lapse of judgment where he's just like, like, they haven't been fucking punishing me, I can just do whatever the fuck I want, and then it's like, holy shit, I just lost the game. I'm confident in a player like Bjergsen, like, he won't do that mistake twice. Like, he knows that shit fucked up the entire game, and that to me is an okay game for TSM. Like, it feels fucking bad to lose that game. It feels horrible. That's like one of the worst games to lose. But at the end of the day, like, Bjergsen is the best player on that team for my money. Like, I think he's just like the star of that team. Your star player makes one mistake and you lose the game off it when you're playing a poke comp, you're okay with that, because they played most of the game better than C9.
Sure. Well, the thing I would say about this game as well is like bearing in mind C9 and TSM, they're like not that dissimilar in the rankings. You know, in theory, you would think it would be more of a battle of those two than TL versus either. C9 is way closer to TL than fucking TSM. Like, in this game, TSM
Really?
had this game won all day long for me. And C9, this is actually in line with what Loco was saying. The most impressive thing about C9 is I think they're the only team in NA, aside from Team Liquid, can even fucking play from behind. Like, when they're actually behind, they don't panic. They don't just do some stupid ass, like, skirmish engage out of nowhere that they have no chance of winning. They just literally do, like, the way they baited out the Dragon fight, they know what they're doing. Like, they actually make they know TSM wants the team fight anyway. They just make them take a fight that they can actually win. It was very impressive.
TSM's the type of team where you've seen throughout the split, like, they can play. The reason why I'm pretty confident in TSM and I think that they can still like win the split is they still like so many of their games are just like massive throws. Like if you look at like the game versus Clutch at the beginning,
they're good early for sure. They make shit happen.
But that to me is like confidence building because like they get the leads, they can play versus anyone, and then sometimes they just like massively throw. Like they just have weaknesses, but TSM's the type of team that normally is able to like identify, hey, we're fucking up on this, let's improve it. And I think that their like baseline of like, hey, we can get like leads, we understand how to play multiple different comps, etc. I think that that's like a pretty formidable thing going into playoffs because if Bjergsen doesn't throw that game, if like in the first series that they lost in week 1 versus Clutch, where you know like they had this massive lead, Broken Blade solo killed Huni multiple times. That was like the beginning of the Huni dumpster fire, and like yeah, that shit was like I think he's had a terrible split for my money, but that was the beginning of the Huni dumpster fire, and they like weren't able to push the lead, and throughout the split they've gotten better at pushing the lead throughout like more points in the game, and now like they just threw only at the end. So I honestly think that TSM is a pretty strong team. I think TSM, C9, or TL, those 3 teams can win the split, and everyone else just sucks.
Let's start with more in-depth discussion about TSM. I actually think they have clear weaknesses, and while I agree they still are one of the teams that can win it all, I'm starting to lose a little bit of confidence in them compared to TL and C9. Like TSM, they have a formulaic draft that I don't think they got pushed on, and if they started to get pushed on, I think are going to have problems. So one of the things they do is draft Sejuani early and draft a melee carry for Broken Blade later, and that's how they make the top 2v2 work. Whenever they don't get Sejuani, their top 2v2 kind of looks weak, and Broken Blade and Acadian both have been mistake prone, and also like the early game mistake that generally I think they had the second best early game stat wise. But one thing that's happening so much is for how good of an early game they had and for how good of a consistent lead they get, their bot lane and top lane are so prone to mistakes. Like even like last week, like sometimes Smoothie's been getting caught out of position, Broken Blade, Acadian losing 2v2s they shouldn't lose. So those are mistakes I want to see shored up like right away. Like early game mistakes of that level I don't want to see from TSM.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but for me, like when I see things like that, I kind of look at like the quality and like the nature of the mistakes that they're making, and a lot of the mistakes that they're making are like through just like not understanding what like they're playing the situation over aggressively, like like the 2v2 deaths bottom and stuff. They're not playing as safe as they should in certain situations. Like it was clear in the game where they played versus FlyQuest, which is I think one of the ones you're referring to, where they played against the Nocturne Camille, and then they had they had Jace, and then I forget what Acadian was playing. Acadian was playing
Cedric Gragas. Those are
he was playing like Cedric Gragas or something. Yeah. So he was playing something like that, and they forced top 2v2 just thinking that they would win. They're like, okay, like we win this if we just have both people here, and then they just didn't because they probably hadn't played that much versus Camille top, and like didn't realize like, oh no, if we force 2v2, Camille's just gonna actually beat our ass. When they're doing things like that, I feel like it's a lot easier to like understand because they just like after that game they can just take the information and be like, okay, we thought we won that and we just didn't win that, so we'll just not play around that condition anymore. And still in that game they were able to come back and win. So I'm not really that worried about teams making mistakes like that. I'd much rather see that than seeing people just get fucking run over. Like just that's how I see it. But I mean, my mentality.
Thorin, your thoughts on TSM overall?
Like my problem is, I guess I see it the opposite way. Like to me, it's disturbing that a team that gets all these, like even when they don't get a full-on lead, they always do well in the early game, and they're always like half decent coming into the mid game. Like the problem is, to me, I feel like they're just not that good in terms of like shot calling and coordination. Like they don't look like they know what to do once it's past like 30 minutes in the game. They just hope that they win a team fight and win the game off it.
Some
I
games
don't
look
see
like
that much intelligence.
I mean, I thought the TSM versus C9 game, I think was like one of their cleanest mid games. Like I really liked how they played around their pick with like the Varus, Zoe, Nico comp. Like it seemed like they were practiced on that comp and they understood
Sure.
like this is like our timing. Like you saw Sven like flashing forward to try to like our flashing on Varus, like trying to get the pick. Like they understood how to play around vision, like in the river and stuff like that. So I was pretty happy with that game from them, and I think it even though
Like
they
here's what I like. I like that they've got like the good thing about TSM is the go switch works 100%. When they press that, everyone goes. So for example, like I remember there was a bit where Cloud9 was trying to do some sort of like a weird collapse onto the Baron, and then Licorice just teleports in on his own and just gets completely wrecked instantly.
Yeah.
Because TSM identified it and just instantly went on him. So stuff like that's great. But then the problem is like that's like individual play stuff still.
Yeah, but the setup. So I know the play you're talking about. So it's like the Aatrox TP into like 5 of them, but that situation was forced by the way that they set up
Vision,
the Baron fight. Because they did the vision around Baron and they got the pick and then they got a second. They got a pick and then they chunked somebody to like 20% HP. So they forced C9 into that mistake. So to me, that's like a forced error type thing. So their setup gives me confidence in the fact that they are actually a good team.
I just don't have the same kind of faith I did in TSM during like the Bjergsen double lift era, where they're like unbreakable. Like even if they make mistakes, I know they're gonna fix shit up for later, like later down for playoffs, later down for worlds and stuff like that. It's just I view them like I have to start looking at them more realistically and stop giving them the kind of leeway I always did. Because it's a TSM team, because Andy's going to come in later, they will fix all their problems. Rest of the league has gotten better, and also I do think Andy stopped coming in whenever like things like gone to shit, and there's also a lot more faith on Tony than there was on Song before, so yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at it recently, they have been on a match. Like the C9 game was, I think, the first game they lost in the last 6. Correct? Like they were on a 5-0 win streak up until that game, and that game was just a throw. So like if you look at who's been playing the best recently, like they beat TL and they should have beat C9, and then they beat everyone else they played. So they started out 2-4, and I think that like if they picked up some of those wins, if they won the C9 game, they'd be at the top of the table.
Does the game time not worry you at all? I think TSM is last in terms of game time.
It does worry me, but a lot of that game time comes from the games where they were just like really weak, like the earlier season games, and even the game that they had, forget who it was against. It was like either this week or last week where they were losing pretty much the whole game and they ended up just winning through team fights. Like they have just some really long games where they make mistakes early and they have to battle back through the game. It's kind of similar to the FlyQuest game where they draft a Jace. I mean, that's the fucking double Ghostblade game from Broken Blade, where they draft the Jace and then they don't win top because they make that mistake early and they have to just kind of like out macro the team. But I mean, I guess
assume it was like the Echo Fox game
Echo Fox
that you referred to there.
Yeah,
that was the one where they won at the end for no reason.
Yeah. So that game was just a bad game from them, but they still ended up pulling out the victory. I mean, that happens to some teams. I guess part of the reason why I have confidence, I actually think TSM is a pretty good team. I think they can make a run here, but I think that one of the reasons why I am more confident in this type of team than like, for example, like the Bjergsen Dyrus lineup type thing is I think that this team has more potential. It's a much younger team. Like when you looked at the other teams, you had a bunch of veterans, right? And it was like Dyrus, Lustboy, Wild Turtle at that time. And now you have people like Broken Blade and Acadian who are like talented players that are trying to fit into the system, and they're just making like bonehead mistakes. But I do think that they have like the ability to improve, and I like the way that they play in general. I think that like mechanically they can match up to any other team in the league, and they have like decent ideas on their max. So like everything looks like it's almost there to me. Like I feel like their lane phase is almost there. Like all the players mechanically almost there. Like their mid game is almost there. Like they're closing out the game, it's almost there. And I think that this team can actually like just cross the line and actually be a great team soon.
The thing is, though, if you look on paper, though, like if you have Sven and Smoothie, that should be a sick bot lane. You would think it's not really that sick, though.
But they don't draft.
It's all right.
A lot of the times where they're drafting, they don't draft like for bot lane prior.
They
they play more. Yeah, they play more around topside than bot lane in general. In my opinion, so like they draft a lot of things like Varus, Tom Kench, and it's like, what the fuck? You're not killing people with Varus, Tom Kench in lane. Like they draft like Ezreal and stuff, and they take teleport, and then they're just trying to farm out bot lane and play around topside because Broken Blade is definitely a more volatile player. Like he's the type of player who's gonna like pop off or feed a lot, and they've kind of identified that, and they play around topside because they have confidence in him actually carrying the game. And their bot lane is more kind of like play safe, like play smart, get into mid game, and then like group with the team and make better decisions.
I always think Zeben has been that kind of player. You never play towards Zeben, but for Smoothie, it is something new, and I do think that's where some of the mistakes are coming from. One final question
The amount of times I've seen Smoothie die in lane early is ridiculous. Like he plays as though they were trying to smash the bot lane.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of that just comes down to it's the same thing as when the Broken Blade Acadian tried to force the 2v2 top when they just don't win. Like they just think they win when they don't, and I think that's easier to like once you get matchup understanding. I don't feel like you make that mistake. I don't see them making that mistake over and over again. Like sometimes they just draft things and they're like, hey, can we win this lane? I don't know, let's fight. Okay, we didn't win. Like they're unsure, but they're willing to like make the aggressive play and try to at least win out the lane, which to me isn't that much of an issue. Like I just prefer that mindset over the alternative where you're like, oh, I don't know if we win. Okay, let's play like fucking pussies for the entire game. Like I don't like that shit personally.
All right, final TSM question. At this point, what do we do with Grig? Do we kind of save him for a 6-man system for when playoff comes, or do we just keep the 5-man going? Do we don't even touch Grig? Do we make Grig the starter? Like at this point, what are we doing with Grig?
You play Acadian the whole split, my opinion.
Yeah, I would say even like the big problem here is like Grig isn't enough of an upgrade like on directly to make it worth the gamble in my opinion. So why mess up like all the chemistry that you've got? Like I will say Acadian definitely gets caught out a lot, but he also he's the main reason they have that proactive early game. So fair enough. Like I think he's done a decent enough job. Bear in mind he wasn't supposed to be in the team. Why not just keep it going?
Yeah, it's just hard. Like when you're not in the team, and you know, Acadian's been getting all the scrim time when Grig is injured, and he's like, you know, working through all the problems. It's really hard to just put another player in there, and then be like, oh, like how much better are you? Like I think Grig is an excellent player. I actually think he's very, very good. He's one of the junglers I respect the most. But in this type of situation, I think it's like too late to start switching everything up, especially when you're like making this push forward and you're actually like fixing your problems together.
Like to me, the key thing is like the logic should be this. If you take Acadian now and go into playoffs, let's say you lose, let's say it goes badly, right? Well, okay, it was exactly what we practiced with in the split. We tried it in the playoffs. It didn't work. Great. Now we actually know we can take a chance on Grig in the summer split. But imagine you put Grig in and he does badly and you lose. Well, now you feel even more dissatisfied because it's like we don't even know what would have happened if we'd used the actual real team. Like no one knows what would have happened. So I think it's just a less satisfying result if you try and fuck around now.
I mean, another thing you have to consider is Grig is not 100% right now. He is not like full, like, cause he took time off. I mean, I played against him in solo queue recently. He's good. He's just working back into like shape right now. He's not at the level that he can play at. So right now, Acadian's been the one that's been grinding out the LCS season, right? So if you want to make a change, you can do it in between splits. If let's say TSM have an undesired, like I think that TSM is going to be the type of team where they. Ideally for them, they finish top two to the split. If they don't finish top 2, then I think you start looking at Grig. But for right now, like you let Acadian finish the split. He's the one that's in form. He's taking all the scrims. He's playing all the solo queue. He's just Grig is not going to be a big enough like mechanical and strategic upgrade to make it worthwhile to do at this point.
I mean, it's definitely way too late in the season to try to start working someone in. And I also don't think Tony and TSM in general have been ever good about like rotating rosters. It's something not easy to pull off, and you need experience with it. So I'm pretty much generally on point, but I do think it's something a lot of people were curious about. Like, what do we do with Grig? And from Acadian's point of view, this is it's been a fucking miracle. It's been a miracle off split where Acadian didn't get LCS offers, and he has some academy offers that he wasn't feeling, and then he suddenly gets a TSM academy offer, and out of nowhere he gets a TSM academy offer. He takes it. And then Grig gets injured, so he's like, holy shit, I was just going to play Academy. I guess I'll get to sub in for LCS scrims a little bit. And then suddenly he's the fucking LCS starter. I think within like a month and a half period, he went from not having any offers that he was happy with to starting on TSM. It's been a fucking miracle 2019.
Yeah. I think that Acadian also thrives in the TSM type of system as a jungler because they will like tell him what they want him to do, and he's very good at executing when he knows what to do. But he's the type of player where he'll be like, yeah, I just don't know what to do in this situation. I'm not sure what the right play is right now. So in a situation where you have veterans or you have like people like Bjergsen and like Tony that are able to get him to that level, be like, okay, this is what you do in this situation. This is how like you play out this early game. Like giving him that like formula, like that framework for his play, I think will really allow him to thrive.
Yeah. So speaking a little bit, Tony said during like the boot camp, Acadian went from like not knowing base concepts to like starting to really understand base concepts. It seemed like he didn't have good coaching before because he was just we were talking about like simple concepts like tempo and jungle. If you lose certain amount of camps, sometimes you back faster to make sure you can invade onto the other side. And Acadian was like, holy shit, mind blown, didn't know you could do shit like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cadian's the type of person that I think is very willing to admit when he doesn't understand concepts and like take in information, whereas some players have more like egos about that. Like they'll think they're really like, for example, I guess like I think Dardock's very good, but I think it'd be easier to teach Acadian a concept he doesn't know than teach Dardock a concept he doesn't know.
For sure.
That's my point of view.
I've worked with both for sure.
All right. Oh, okay. Cool.
Let's move on to C9. Let's save TL for later because they're the obvious favorites that we're going to talk about at the end. How do you guys feel about C9 so far, and how do you guys feel about addition of Blabber who's starting to come in?
I think that was just like one game against Golden Guard. I think that was like a Rek'Sai type thing. That's how I felt about that, because he's the Rek'Sai one trick, right? Like that was his thing in solo queue. He got rank 1 with being a Rek'Sai player, and they just wanted to give him a game to see like what he can do. But I think Sven is like the clear starter in this team. I think he's been playing really well. He's mechanically on point, and I think that his like veteran experience really helps the team.
Yeah, I don't think that was a real thing. I think they just were giving him one game, and they purposely picked a team where like you're not really at any threat of Golden Guardians fucking ramming it down your throat early in the game. Like you're gonna have a lot of chances if you're Cloud9 to come back into that game, even if your jungler makes some mistakes. Or it's probably the perfect team to fuck around with in that respect.
And it was a bad game from Cloud9. Like they played a bad fucking game for their standards. Like he didn't get the lead. Like it would be one thing if he came in and just fucking popped off, smurfed on the whole goddamn game, and it was like, all right, maybe we should consider this. But it was a bad game from them. They played the next day with Sven, and I think if you play that game versus TSM with Blabber, you 100% lose.
I mean, they felt that way too because they put in Sven.
Yep.
So with Cloud9, like I don't understand some of the decisions, like the Jarvan not picking Jarvan over Kindred thing, and sometimes like subbing in Blabber. But luckily, like I'm decent friends with Reaper, so I can ask him these questions. So I ask him a lot, like, why'd you guys put in Blabber? Why'd you guys do blah blah blah? His explanation for putting in Blabber and like starting the 6-man system is Sven's already good enough, and Sven has all the experience, and in playoff it does a lot of good to have subs. So we're getting Blabber ready, and like that makes sense. Like I don't think Sven's gonna get anything out of playing LC games a lot. Like he already has all the experience. He's been to playoffs, he's been to Worlds, so it does make sense that they are starting to put in Blabber. And Blabber, I don't think it's better than Sven, but there has to be some things that he does better than Sven. I do think Blabber is more aggressive and arguably mechanically better, so there is some benefits to having Blabber ready.
It's just not the meta for Blabber right now. Like the things that you play in the jungle right now, especially with I think Skarner's coming back with this change. Like Jarvan's in there. I think that the meta that you want Blabber to be like rotating in and out on is if we start seeing like a more Camille Elise meta. If like Camille, like Camille's in Elise, like that is what I want to see Blabber on. Like Lee, you probably still give Sven the Lee games because that's his just pick. But I mean Blabber, insane Elise player. He's a good Rek'Sai player. He's a good Camille player. A lot of like the early game aggression where it comes down to like finding the unique pass to get the early kill. I think that's what Blabber really strives at. Like he understands like, okay, if I go for this like crazy ass path, like it's gonna work. I'm gonna get a kill here, and he's confident enough in his own mechanics to rely on like himself, like when he puts himself in that position to execute the play and get the kill. So I just don't think it's the right meta to be shifting him in.
I think Cloud9 looks like they have some of the best shot calling in all of the LCS. Like they look really legit in most of the map movements they make. Like I say, even when they're behind slightly in games, they know like what team fight to take, like how to set up the fight that can be favorable. Because the thing is, whenever you play the NA teams, it's been the way for many, many years. Like it's just so like the ultimate trap in LCS in my experience is when the other team has a slight lead and they have a split push comp, all you do is you just set up like you put all the chairs out, all the deck chairs, you put all the little like whistles and the little like you put all those out, you put the little hats out and you go, do you want to come and have this little party that we're arranging near this dragon? And then they go, I should really should really do my errands and split posh and just go home and see mom. But that party does look kind of cool though. And they go, look, we've got fucking jelly and everything. So, do you want some soda? And then in come all the team. Yeah, fuck it, let's just go in for this. And then you just collapse on the motherfuckers and you're like, well, easy does it. See you later. That's too easy for me. Like, how is this a thing? This way, if there were timeout, if in League of Legends each coach had one timeout, like half of these games go differently. If one coach could just be like, whoa, time out, don't fight now. What are you doing? Like, just split push the top tower. Like, they would win so many of these games. Half the LCS teams.
It depends on how good you think the coaches are, but I like can't imagine that the coaching is that strong in LCS with some of the shit I see. Like,
okay, Dom, I'll have to explain why NA is so garbage and why I do think NA coaches, you have to give them a little bit more credit for. So, say you're a player growing up in Korea. You turn 16, 17, you play PC Cafe, and then you rank up in ladder, in Korean solo queue ladder. And Korean solo queue is fucking rough. If you want to hit top of Korean solo queue, you have to be good. Anyone that's ever been at the top 5 of Korean solo queue is damn good at the game and definitely has talent. I can't say the same thing for NA. And then after solo queue, you go to Korean Academy, and then you go to be a trainee for a Korean team, and then you finally make it onto LCK stage. So throughout your whole upbringing as a player, you're taught to play the game the right way, to be aggressive at the right time, and you work with coaches and good players from earlier on your development. Let's do the reverse. Let's say you're an NA player. You start playing NA solo queue, and to win NA solo queue, I think it's very difficult. Yeah, you have to cheese. You one trick, you play overly aggressive, you carry dumbass teammates more so than play the game properly.
Sure.
And then you go to academy or a challenger scene, and it's dominated by like imports, like fucking carrying the shit out of you. Like, it's dominated by like coaches like being like, holy shit, I have to make LCS, I have to get promoted, and I'm gonna have to cater to this import player, and I have to be okay with the like dog shit behavior and stuff that shouldn't be okay in teams, because so much of the org is just riding on this import doing well. And then you go to LCS and it's the exact same fucking shit. Imports just being babies, being childs, getting away with it, and teams allowing it. So as an NA player, like growing up, as an NA player going through the system, you get taught all the wrong lessons. And good NA players have to kind of break that mold, have to receive good coaching, and like be like, it's just incredibly hard to be a good NA player.
Yeah, I mean, I was a much better player when I was playing LCS than I'm playing now, but I play solo queue so much better now than I did when I played LCS. Like, I'm pretty sure when I was an LCS player, I couldn't do like the fucking 1 week to Grandmaster thing because I couldn't like dumb myself down enough to like I would just do things that made sense, you know? Like, there's so many things that are just essential to pro play. One thing that I was super good at when I was an LCS player was like when I invaded camps, just dropping wards while I'm invading. So like not only am I like counter jungling, I'm also getting deep vision. Yeah. So like so you're doing two things at once. And now I don't even like place my wards in solo queue. I swear to God, I just don't even fucking place
just
them.
a waste of gold, mate. That could be an item.
Well, I mean, it's like I'm still like I'm trained to buy the wards, but it's just so low priority on my like ideas of what is important in the game. You know, like I'm like, okay,
of course.
How are my lanes fighting? Who's gonna fucking die now? And the ward doesn't really do anything because like all the ward does is it just allows your team, it allows you to watch your teammates get killed earlier. So like I'll be like, oh, he's walking right through the ward, and this guy doesn't see it. Like ping, 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 ping. Then he just like all ins, dies, and then like starts spam pinging me, and it's like fucking jungle difference. And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
shut the fuck up! I don't care. Don't come to my lane.
Oh, dude, you wonder why every single jungler in NA is a flamer? What challenger jungler is not a fucking flamer? It's just so fucking stupid the mindset that this region has in regards to like how to play the game as a team. So you have to just solo play the fucking game. Like if you watch like the way that I fucking play on stream, I literally play Jarvan. I go my red, enemy blue buff, enemy Gromp, Crab, and then I run to my blue side and I just start a fucking fight on my side of the map when I'm just like up a level because Jarvan clears like super insane on early game camps. I'm just like, okay, I guess I got Grandmaster in a week doing this shit, but like this is not fucking good play. This is dumbass fucking play where I'm just literally cheesing the enemy buff. I'm just essentially 3-buffing every single game based off this, and this is how you have to win in this region. So that's what Loco's point is. Like the way that you get good in NA solo queue has nothing to do
if you check your Gmail, I think you've just got a contract from a leader. It's just been sent to you. You can just check your Gmail now. Like, are you ready for the playoffs, bro?
It's so fucking dumb. All right. Like, it's so fucking dumb.
Let's loop this a little back into C9. That's why I think I really like Reaper's coaching. He kind of makes fun of the players and kind of makes fun of himself and the team. And he's like, remember, brain check, guys. Remember, don't be dumb today. Because a lot of NA is like, coaching in NA is, I need you to unlearn everything you've learned so far and don't trust your instincts, because you've been taught the wrong thing by solo queue and you've been taught the wrong thing coming out through Challenger Academy. Like, you're dumb, but it's not your fault that you're dumb, and I'm gonna try to fix you. And I think like the whole brain check thing and like insulting the players in like a joking manner has done a lot of good for C9, because that is a huge part of NA coaching.
Yeah.
Unlearn
I feel
that
like
thing you know.
I feel like C9's culture that I think is really good is I feel like the players are free to make mistakes. Like if they make mistakes, I don't think it's super pressure. Where like I feel that's one thing that kind of scares me with TSM culture, because like TSM culture was always like, you fucked up. Like why'd you fuck up? Like why'd you fuck up? Don't fuck up again. Like because you fucked up, we lose the game. Like that type of shit really wears on players and it makes you become defensive. Like that's how you kind of have a split. Like I think Santorin's been a generally aggressive player besides for that one season on TSM, and I think he just kind of got beaten down by that mindset. I don't know if you can speak to this, Loco.
I can definitely speak to it. Like there was a lot of criticism on TSM, and we were very much about like playing like the proper meta. And I do think there's some fault in TSM, but also Lucas has admitted he was a very, very defensive player, and he was a very defensive passive aggressive and a defensive person, and he was way too young to be on TSM and to receive the criticism and actually take in the criticism, and instead of being defensive and really learn from it.
But I think it's also.
Could you relate to that, Loco? Did you relate to some of the things he was saying there?
Let's move on.
My point here is not really like that the criticism is there, or like that like the players respond to the criticism. I think that the criticism is delivered on a different way in C9. You know, like like it's more like you fucked up, but that's like okay, like this is just what we got to do like next time. Like it's all good.
Yeah, they have the best environment.
Yeah, where they feel where like. You know, people are free to learn. Like, I feel like people are free to learn, make bad calls, and it's not like, fuck, man, like, why'd you lose the game? It's like, hey, dude, like, all right, dude, whatever, you made a mistake. Like, we all make mistakes. Like, you're still good. We still, like, think you're, like, our fucking boy. You'll do better next time type shit. Yeah. And I think that, like, allows them to just be more free in their gameplay on stage. Like, you see they do a lot of things. They end up in a lot of situations where you can tell they have more confidence in each other because... Or they have more, maybe not even more confidence in each other. They have more confidence in themselves to like go for the plays that they think are right, and everyone will just like back it up and be like, okay, you know, Licorice TP'd in 1v4 to this Baron. Let's save him. Like fuck, like let's do that shit. Where like a lot of times you see other teams, they just completely fucking fall apart when you do that. You see some of these teams with like all the imports on them. It's just a fucking contest. Like that clutch game where Piglet got caught mid and they literally just inted like 9
one by one by
row.
one. Yeah,
just one by one into that fucking Baron. It was the most animal ape chimpanzee shit I ever seen in my goddamn life. I could not handle that shit. Like, because they don't have any communication where it's like, all right, go in. All right, you next. Stop the Baron. And it's just, you just see them like keep on trying to make the play, and you can tell that they're also frustrated by the situation that they're in. That like, it's just like, whatever, dude. Piglet got caught through the game. Huni got caught now. Like, it's so much. It's, I just can't watch games like that.
All right, final point about Cloud9, and we can go to Clutch actually. So I do agree 100% with your environment thing about Cloud9 and like them supporting each other. That's why they're the only team that can do a 7-man roster. If you try to do a 7-man roster on a team like TSM or TL, where there's a lot of pressure and a lot of expectation to be good, and there's a lot of criticism, anytime like someone gets subbed out, they're probably like, holy shit, my spot is gone. Holy shit, my spot is gone. Where on Cloud9, it is a little bit more flexible, and players do believe like, hey, what if it is about the team, and I'm gonna get my spot again.
And it's really good players that they're swapping out. Like people like Blabber and Sven, they're both just like nice, good people, and they're just supportive people. So like you could even see when Blabber was like subbed in, like Sven's like, dude, my boy's gonna fucking kill it today, dude. I can't wait to see like Blabber smirk.
That's exactly what you want, and you don't get that a lot in NA.
Yeah, it's like the empowerment, you know, like Blabber feels like, okay, like Sven has my back. Like if I do bad, you know, he'll come back in and he'll like take it over. If like they feel that camaraderie, which I think is really like special. That's super good for a team, and I think that's why they did so well at Worlds, is because they're just willing to like get the best out of every single player.
I think it's also really telling to me that when I try to think back over all the C9 games I've seen, it's not even that like Niski's bad, good, whatever. It just I can't even remember seeing him. Like it hasn't been they haven't missed a beat whatsoever bringing in the new player. Like they still look like just as good a team. About the only difference, as far as I can tell, he just doesn't win lane as hard. That's about it. Like yeah, I wouldn't put him as one of the best mids, but he's done his job absolutely perfectly fine. Like the team looks great. He's
Yeah.
immediately fit in the squad. So I have to figure coaching is involved in that, unless you're just super lucky and he just has amazing chemistry.
No,
so
he messes
I
up.
figure he's been coached.
He still messes up a lot, but they do a really great job of covering for him, and I do think he's coached well. Okay, let's actually
Because put it this way, if your team is number 2 in the league, in theory, everyone should be talking about like Midland. Oh, that must be one of the best. No, not really. He's been like above average. But he hasn't had to be super duper.
I think he's been actually like pretty excellent in my mind. Like I've honestly really respected his play. I mean, I think he plays the game the right way. For my money, I think he's had it. Like I think he's up there like top 2 mid laners right now. That's how I see it. Like
you
I think
push him
I think
above
the best,
Jensen or Bjerg. You have him.
I have him above Jensen. I don't think Jensen's been playing super well this split, personally. Like I think that he's definitely good, but he's not like playing the same way that he did on C9 where he's like looking to carry the game. It looks like he's kind of just like he just wants to just win with his team. He's like, I'm just not gonna like fuck up, and my team, like I'm on the team that won last time. As long as I just do my role, like he's like a role player now. That's how I feel about him in TL rather than a huge carry. Feels like Doublelift's the huge carry, and it's like everyone else is just a role player.
Let's get back to that one when we do talk about TL. Let's go to Clutch. This is a fucking fun team to talk about. I agree with you. Huni has been like absolute fucking hot garbage for most of the split. He started out terrible.
I got shit on Reddit for saying that, by the way.
It's true. Because it's fucking Huni. You can't shit on Huni and Rush even when they do play bad. You have to be like, they're just having an off day. Like even if they play the whole split bad, you have to be like, no, they're still good players.
It's just so fucking dumb how people argue. They're like, Huni like got to World Finals and you didn't, so you're wrong about him playing bad this split. I'm like, the fuck? I'm not saying he like this is the difference, bro. You can be bad right now, but not have been bad always. Like Huni was fucking good for a while. Like there's people that have massive fall-offs.
Yeah.
Like Yellow Star was not always like people do this thing where if somebody has a garbage split, they just were like, oh, he was always garbage and he was just carried by all these other fucking people. Where it's like, no, you can be fucking an elite top level player and then just like lose it. Like that's okay. Like that can happen, and it happened to Yellow Star, and it looks like it's happening to Huni. Like he just looks like he's out of it or something. Like he gets solo killed so often now. He gets solo killed by fucking everyone in like every matchup too. It's like, I mean, he had a good last week. He had a good last week. I'll agree with that. His Cassio was on point. His Karma was on point. He was not the reason that they lost those games. But besides for last week, every other week I've been so like, I'm like, how are you dying in the Sion Urgot matchup as Urgot pre-6? What? That doesn't make sense. That's not something that can happen. That is so unexcusable for a player of his caliber.
I think Huni had a lot of confidence issues. I think he's never been on a team that really lost this much. Even when he was initially on Echo Fox, their initial spring split, I think they ended 4th or 3rd, and they were doing they finished 2nd because they had the seeding. They had playoff seeding going into it. They had a bye initially. So Huni's never been on a team that was like bad at the initial part of the year. This is probably the worst spring he's ever experienced.
But it's because of him though. Like for my money, like I don't think that anyone else is. I think that you got pretty much what you expected out of all the other players. Like I don't think that, like he's supposed to be the best player on that team by far. But like, it shouldn't even be close. Like people, like obviously Piglet's gonna think he's really good. Piglet's like Piglet's somebody who's like he's coming in as like an NA player at this point. He's like an NA resident, right? He's played in academy the whole last split. Like Huni's the one that like it recently has been the best. If you look in the last like 3-4 years, like season 6, season 7, season 5, like even most of season 8, Huni has been recently the best player out of all of them by far, not even close. And he's supposed to just be shitting on top and then be able to like extend his lead to the other lanes that are doing fine. Like Demonte is not supposed to be fucking carrying this team.
Huni isn't even the best top lane champion player on Clutch Gaming.
Yeah, true.
Piglet's Aurelia, baby.
Yeah.
From Huni's point of view, I always think like it was super easy for him. Like every formula has been the same. I'm on Fnatic. I have Reckless and Yellowstar. They don't want to get played towards, so I'm gonna play carries, and my jungler is gonna play towards me. Immortal, same thing with Adrian Turtle, and then Echo Fox, same thing with Adrian and Altec. And then now on Clutch Gaming, the formula is a little bit swapped where Piglet does want attention, and Piglet will bitch if you don't play to him and you do make mistakes top lane. Like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing this? Like, so I do think there was some contention there, but yes, like his individual play in the earlier weeks has been inexcusable, and he's getting solo killed left and right. I agree with what you said, but also environment for him has changed a bit.
But the thing is, when you watch the games, it seems like Piglet would be the most okay with the topside freedom on this team because they are both Korean. Straight up. Like that is straight up how I view it. Like he probably respects the Korean players more than he's respected his teammates in the past. So when you have like Lyra and Huni and you see them just lose 2v2 after 2v2, you put Huni on the carry. Like they tried that. That was the original strategy, but they're just straight up fucking losing. Like he's just losing the lane. He's playing the aggressive matchup. He's playing like what was it? I think he played it was Rise into Aatrox where he got solo killed by Broken Blade twice? Like they played towards topside. He was up there.
Victor Broken Blade. Yeah, Victor. Yeah,
it was
Victor. Yeah.
It was a range mage. I remember that. So he plays Victor into like he gets shit on in the 1v1. Then Lyra tries to play up there. They just get 2v2 killed. It's like they're still playing to topside.
Yeah.
They're just losing the topside.
Oh. Huni, what to do? His contract is gonna be insane, by the way. Him and Echofox and Clutch were fighting over Huni. Like his contract is insane.
It's gotta be like 800k range.
Whew.
Yeah. Bro, it's insane. And then that's what you're getting out of it, dude. Like
he's an import too. He's an import too.
Yeah, and you have this import that's getting solo killed by fucking
dude. That's the worst part as well. Is like there's no plan B for Huni. It's not like my old joke used to be: if you play top lane, I don't care what player you are, if you fuck up like the first 2 interactions and die, like your job is just to build tank from now on. Like you don't get to have fun in League of Legends anymore. You're just a bitch. You're the tank. Just build tank, and that way maybe we can carry your bitch ass because you can't carry us right now. You're fucking the whole game up. Huni's like, hold my beer. I'm going in again. It's like, no, why are you fucking doing this though? Like, why? Not only that, but as you're saying, he gets the picks. Like, dude, you know this guy hasn't won like a single fucking meta carry champion this split. He hasn't even played Aatrox. He played 1 game of Sion, he did nothing. Played 1 game of fucking Jace, he did nothing. Like, it's not even like it's like a tank meta. These are the fucking carries available all day long. Yeah, like, think about all the teams that he doesn't even play Urgot.
Yeah,
I mean, what's the point in this guy?
I mean, the thing is, he did play Urgot. But
played it once, yeah.
He played the Urgot into Sion matchup and he got solo killed. Bro, if you're playing Urgot into Sion,
exactly.
Like the Sion is the tank. He's gonna outperform you in the team fight. You gotta fucking dick that motherfucker down in lane hard enough that when he gets to the team fight, it doesn't matter because you're just so strong that you can just ult him and you just burst the front line. Like that is the situation you need to get into, and he just doesn't get himself in that situation because he's getting fucking solo killed, bro. It's just what it is.
All right, let's move on to some of the other players. We shit on Huni enough. What do you think about Demonte so far? I was pretty high on Demonte because I thought young NA talent, good mindset. He doesn't want to get shit on. He wants to actually carry, and he plays to win. He doesn't play to just lose and get carried. And after week 1, he's actually been pretty disappointing in terms of play.
I mean, the thing is, for me, I feel bad for him because for what I think that this is an overperformance from what should have happened. Like he is the person that should be the weak spot of the entire roster. You should have Korean jungler, Korean top laner. Bot lane has like Piglet, and then Vulcan was like really strong player. And he's the player that it should be like, if he does okay, they should win. Like
his job's just to be pole belter, basically.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be pole belter 2.0, and he was doing a fine job of that. Like I mean, even in the games that he throws, like when he has a bad game, they auto lose because everyone else is losing. And if he has like an okay game, which is what they should win, or like even like a pretty good game, a slightly better game, like for example, when I think he played better than Huni in the 100 Thieves, or Huhi in the 100 Thieves game.
Yeah, he's alive and
that's
fingers,
fucking
I
lose.
agree.
Yeah, I think Huhi's fucking awful, but I think he's getting benched this week apparently, right? Like that's
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Fine thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
So when he has like a pretty good game, they're still losing. That's why he looks the most frustrated at the end of that loss because it's bro, like I'm doing what I should do in this team. Like he's performing to the level that he should be, and then he's probably the one that gets like fucked the most out of this.
Yeah, I mean, and being an NA mid is rough. And being an NA mid on a team with Lyra, Piglet, and Huni is extra fucking rough.
Yeah. It's also because, like, how are you ever going to get played to on that team? It's just never going to happen.
I mean, every other team that you've seen do this, you could, like, blame the NA players for. It's like, these Koreans, they just can't carry these fucking dog shit NA, like, animals that they have on their team. This team is about the Koreans underperforming.
Yeah.
That is what Clutch is about. Not about, like, the NA players are playing their roles, but your Korean players are just playing below the standard of the average NA players in their roles, which is just, like, that's a complete failure, dude. You're just spending money on players that aren't performing.
Vulcan's actually been a really pleasant surprise. I actually think Vulcan's really
very good.
Yeah.
He's very good. I agree.
And the thing about Clutch is, so you're Clutch GM Dom, like you're And your streaming career died. You were
Yeah.
your streaming career died, but Clutch is like, okay, Dom, you're gonna be our GM going into next year, into 2020. Who do you keep on the roster, and like, how do you start building for Clutch? Like, what do they do? How do you save this?
You keep Vulcan,
Mhm.
100%. 100% you keep Vulcan. You get rid, and honestly, like, I would probably keep Piglet too. I'd probably
He's an A.
keep the.
He's an A.
Yeah.
I feel like the
he's
Piglet
an-
angle has to be dependent on who you get for mid, though. Surely.
He's valuable. This is what you do. This is what you do. I'm the GM, right?
Mhm.
You tell Optic, suck my dick. I'm taking Dardoch, right?
Okay.
They don't play him
Like-
that much anyway, so
Yeah.
you could
Yeah,
probably
they
do
barely
it.
play him. They
Yeah.
barely play him. He's an academy. They give me fucking Dardoch. Give me Dardoch. You get Dardoch,
Dardoch,
Piglet.
and then Phoenix. You're gonna get Phoenix.
I know. I don't care about Phoenix, but you get Dardoch, good, young,
Mhm.
up and coming Korean top laner. So you
Okay.
get somebody who's maybe like one of the players that you see potential in an LCK. I haven't been following LCK as closely.
You from maybe challenger from low tier
Yeah,
LCK. Okay.
Yeah. So you get unproven, talented, hungry Korean mid, Korean top. You have Piglet, Vulcan, Dardoch. That's your team.
Mm. And then
I like it already because like one of the things that kills me about this team is that even though the top lane is Garbo, they still play to it all the time. It's like, why? So like Piglet doesn't even get a chance to carry the fucking game. He's just on his own in a bot lane. That's it.
Look, you run the risk of the Piglet Dardoch blow up, right?
Mhm.
But you take that risk at the like potential chance of having a really great team, which I think.
Here's the thing though as well, Dom, is like if you look where both of them are in their careers right now, I think they'd even like try to make it work. It's
Yeah.
not like they're just going to immediately be at the worst position. I think if anything, they both sort of see it as like it's a chance we can actually fucking turn
Bro,
shit around.
look, this is the thing. Dardoch Piglet season 6 was different. Loco, you gotta understand this. It was different. They've been so beaten down by the failures of NA.
Exactly.
They've been beaten into goddamn submission by NA LCS, and they're gonna be good little fucking boys now. They're just gonna play their fucking roles. They're gonna behave,
Exactly.
and they're gonna win.
In
That's
both
it.
of,
Piglet-
both of
Piglet
them
would arrive at the
separately.
house.
Yeah.
Piglet would arrive at the house. There'd be a fucking chocolate cake baked with like children's
Yeah.
writing on it and icing like, "Hello, Piggy." That'd be Dardoch trying to, build a bridge. Yeah, build a bridge.
Both of them separately have come up to me and said they miss the old TL and they miss the old roster and they miss like
course.
working together. For
Yes,
both of them.
yes.
Of course. Yeah.
And also,
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
the thing about Dom's roster is you're not overspending to be tenth. That's just a step up from what's
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
You're not overspending to be
Yeah.
tenth.
You're not overspending, and you have like a lot of upside. Like that's what I think that these teams like fucking these teams like Clutch, these teams like 100 Thieves, instead of like building this like supposed to be championship roster with all these really big name imports and then like mediocre NA players like
Mhm.
trying to fill the holes, I think you just go for like a really high upside roster. You just go for something that has super high
Sure.
upside and doesn't cost a lot of money.
Yeah. And that was
Here's the killer, Loco. So the three worst teams by record is Echo Fox, Clutch Gaming, 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
The difference is the odd one out there is Echo Fox. Like Echo Fox didn't make a super roster. They didn't spend all the money in the world to make the roster. The other two teams broke the fucking bank to make these dog shit lineups.
Bro,
It's
like,
crazy.
look, yeah, Echo Fox is like, I mean, I'm not gonna say how much like Rush.
They're
and Phoenix are
really
getting
fucking
paid,
bad, mate.
But I mean, they're a bad team for sure. But like, if you look at somebody like Rush and somebody like Huni is paid over 2 times what Rush
That's
is
no
getting
doubt. Yeah.
for sure. So
The gambles on Echo Fox at least make sense that they took. The ones on, like, when you're like 100 Thieves or at Clutch Gaming, you actually think those are the right players. You're not even like getting turned down by 10 guys. I'm going to pick that's probably the guy you wanted in Huni.
Yeah.
That's what's mad.
yeah, I just think you just gotta gamble harder. Like instead of gambling on like a Phoenix or a Rush, I think you gamble on like somebody who's up and coming Korean solo queue talent because there's so many players, and you see like Europe I think is much better at like picking Korean players than NA is. Like you see people that are up like Mowgli obviously had some like experience with like Africa and stuff, but he was just like a godlike solo queue jungler, and then Vitality just like scooped him up. It's like, okay, dude, this guy's been at the top of the ladder. He hasn't really made it in LCK, but he's like played and he's always been like pretty good. Let's get a player like that. I want to see more players like that and less people like fucking bang. I think Crown's been doing pretty well in NA, but I just don't like the idea of like somebody like Crown.
let's move on to Echo Fox. That's actually a good transition. Echo Fox, I think, by far has the cheapest roster in LCS, and
Yes.
they are functioning. They are somehow functioning, and I do think a lot of that comes off back of Phoenix. Phoenix has played better than.
It's this guy for real.
Oh my god. Thorin gets
This guy
tilted
for
anytime
real.
we talk about Phoenix. But Phoenix has played better than his last split.
He's invisible in all team fights. Like, doesn't matter how much gold, how many lanes he gets. That yeah. By the way, I can't even believe how biased you are. The guy gets all the fucking picks. He gets played around in the whole game. He gets his lane protected. He gets like 2 CS extra than the other guy, and you're like, oh, how'd you do that, baby? You're winning lane all day. Then he goes into team fights. He's just invisible, mate. I need to put on fucking like. I feel like he's one of those like I need special 3D glasses to see where he is on the map or something. The guy isn't fucking doing anything.
I agree with you on a lot of your points, but I will say this about this Phoenix compared to the other Phoenix. Other Phoenix used to build, like old Phoenix used to build this kind of lead too, and he would throw. He would get killed in lane. He would do some fucking dumbass shit, and he would get caught, and he would throw. But he's actually done a really good job of not throwing as much, and their team fights are non-existent because they don't know how to do anything as a team. Like anytime they start a team fight, like it's
they're
been
the
a Garbo
worst
team fight.
actual team in the whole league for sure.
I was actually talking about this to somebody yesterday.
They have no team fighting at all.
Like Phoenix, like when you take such high variance plays, it's gonna be like the 1v4 Azir quadra kill. Because if you remember that was like his historic play, the 1v4 Azir quadra kill on bottom turret. Like I was in the fucking game during that. I saw that shit. That is not a like high percentage play that you're going for. It's like, okay, I am gonna back on my fucking turret and hope that I kill. I'm gonna just go for a 1v4 here. That idea is not like a high percentage play. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna either look like a god or look like garbage. And to a lesser degree, that's what he does in every team fight. That's why he's like invisible in a lot of the team fights, because he's playing right on the edge where like I'm gonna do as much possible or I'm just gonna die instantly. And it's like there are team fights where he does carry the team fight, but most of the time he just dies super fucking early because he's the most fed member of the game and he's positioned so aggressively that the enemy team recognizes it's like, oh, Rise stepped up. Rise, and then they just fucking kill his ass. And it's just like, it's how it works, man.
And when you have Phoenix and Rush on the team, you're going to think, okay, if one of them is going to be bad and one of them is going to throw the game, I would actually say it's more likely going to be Phoenix than Rush. It's actually been Rush. Like, Phoenix has done a good job.
Well, luckily, Rush doesn't play anymore anyway, so we've solved that problem. It turns out all they had to do was they just said, is there anyone who can actually play Jarvan? A random guy came forward and said, I could have a go. They go, there, you're in. And it's better.
Dude, I don't understand some of like Rush's decision making regarding even just like some of the most basic stuff, like item choices, just fucking item choices. Like on jungle, I mean, Dom's a jungler, so you can vouch for this.
Yeah.
The most efficient gold items are your
jungle
item and your boots. Like Ninja Tabi Mercs are super efficient.
Sure.
Your jungle item is super efficient, so you rush these fast as possible. Yeah. Rush actively does not go those items, and he finishes stuff like GA first.
It's just so weird because like, okay, the way you have to think of a jungle item is this, right? The Skirmisher's Saber, like that part of it, like the original like smite upgrade is 1,000 out of like the 20. Well, obviously Cinderhulk's a little bit cheaper, but generally it's like 2,650 for your jar, like 2,625. One of those, right? It's once you have the smite upgrade alone is machete plus talisman plus 300 gold, which is so it's 1,000 gold that you put into your. If you have your smite upgrade, if you look at the stats, it's like, okay, for this, I just get a smite upgrade and the ability to clear my jungle. If I put in 1,600 more gold to this item, like I get fucking 60 AD, 10% CDR. That's so efficient.
You get a core item. You get a core item.
Yeah. That 1,600 gold is so fucking efficient. It's more efficient than anything else. Like think about what you need to get those stats. To get fucking 60 AD and 10% CDR, you need to build a fucking BF sword, 1,300, and a Caulfield's Warhammer to get close to that stat. That's like a 2,300 gold or 2,400 gold investment that you're getting for 1,600. You get at such a reduced cost because so much of the cost is put into like buying your jungle item up, like just your smite upgrade. So if you're gonna buy like the first fucking part of that item, you better have a godlike like necessary item that you're rushing instead of it. Like the only things I can think of are like maybe like a Triforce on a Hecarim or something would be the only thing that would be worth foregoing that 1,600 spend early in the game.
The other guy just buys the right items. He buys jungle items, he buys boosts, he gets nice spell, whatever, but he rushes the right 2 items at the start. Like I don't even know this.
He's been doing fine.
Yeah,
he's been fine.
Yeah.
Echo Fox is a confusing team, but I think they actually had the best idea regarding what they were gonna do. They were one of the fuck teams in terms of like we don't have any pieces that we can build around, and we're not going to overspend to be a clutch. We're not going to overspend to be 100 Thieves. We're going to take it cheap, and we're going to try to make playoffs. We're going to try to not be the absolute bottom tier of the league, and they're doing fine for what they're trying to do.
I think Apollo is extremely reliable. Like he is like generally speaking pretty good, I would say. Like he is above average consistently with like little to no resources. Like he just plays the game properly. So I think that he is like one of the most, in terms of value, considered like how cheap you can probably get him for what he does. I think he's one of like the highest value players in the league.
Yeah,
Sure. Like here's the thing, Loco. Like what you were saying there about the fact that Echo Fox, they must know they weren't building a really sick roster when they made this team. If you look at the beginning of the split, like I think it's not unreasonable to think that this could have been like a team that was like 7th, and then you would have like FlyQuest below you or Optic below you if they didn't get the junglers, or who knows, CLG could have been down there. Like there's a whole bunch of teams could have been worse than Echo Fox. Like it just so happens that like half the teams are like flawed but have like one good player or something. So at the moment it doesn't work, but I don't mind the attempt that much because at least they didn't spend. That's the key thing, like you're saying. Like it's totally unforgivable for Clutch Gaming and 100 Thieves. That's like criminal what they've done with their lineups.
All right, let's go to 100 Thieves. Like
yes, fuck this team. I fucking hate this team.
Mate, it's gotten to the
I
point,
get so
right?
fucking mad watching them
This
play.
is how you know how bad 100 Thieves is. Normally, when a team's bad, you can at least say, right, well, this player is still pretty good. It's got to the point now where I feel like the knock-on effect of all these losses has made everyone bad. Like, even Sunday doesn't look that good anymore on this team. And he used to literally be okay 1v9.
Bang's the only player that I like still respect after this.
He's
shit.
all
I mean,
right.
it's, like,
There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do on this team.
Yeah, he can't do anything, and he does what he should do. I mean, AD carry when your team is that bad is fucking impossible to play. So, like, he doesn't have a support that's like reliably winning him lanes, so he doesn't get any leads. And
he was never a 1v9 AD carry anyway, so like it makes sense.
He doesn't have the opportunity to 1v9. Like to 1v9, you need your team to like be like role players. It's like we're gonna give you something, and it's like your job to do all the damage. Like he plays pretty fucking mechanically clean in most of these games, but he just doesn't have any options. But like I actually I'm mad at this team. Like I feel offended that I have to fucking watch them in their games. Like I get actually physically fucking angry. Like watching that 100 Thieves clutch game, watching the game after, bro, like they just literally they just suck so fucking bad for no reason. Like there's no way that you could put these players together and you can expect them to suck this goddamn bad.
If I had enough money, right? Say Loco, I was really rich from all my esports stuff. If I wanted to be a philanthropist to give back to the community, I'd start a Korean team, right? And I'd buy with really huge buyouts. I'd buy Huhi and I'd buy Huni, and I'd fly them over, and then I'd be like, right, boot camp in Korea, guys, for the next split. And then when they're there, they'd be like, right, what do we do, coach? I'd say, just don't come back. And then I'd delete their contact from my phone. Like that would be the most like beautiful gesture I could give to the LCS possible, to just remove these guys from the LCS. Like you don't even have to think about it anymore. You don't have to watch them. It's time to start over. It's time for a new dawn.
Okay, so
just
for the LCS.
Do you guys watch Academy?
I watch some.
Do I fuck? Okay. Why would I fuck when I watch Academy?
Okay.
I watch very little bit of Academy.
I don't watch Academy either, but who he playing in Academy must mean Saliga's playing this weekend, no?
I mean, I would literally take like almost.
It was implied that he's going to play, I believe.
Bro, the thing is, with Huhi, I see zero upside. It's like he's either going to be bad or he's going to be like mediocre. That's his high end. His high end is like, oh, he was in the game at least. Like he wasn't just getting shit on the entire game. Like he made it through it almost even. That's his upside. Literally, I would rather see any other fucking player on that team.
Here's all that needs to be said about Huhi. Are you ready, right? If I ask you about a player and the first thing you tell me is he's a really good guy, it's over. You just kick the player immediately. Like, imagine I said to you, Loco, you were like, oh, can you recommend me like a dentist? I'm like, well, the thing with my dentist is he's a really great guy. It's like, why are you saying that first? Like, I want to know, can he fix teeth?
It's like, yeah, I mean, this dude, like, he's a great guy. He has Parkinson's, but he used to understand like what he was doing when it comes to dentistry.
For someone with the reactions of a dead lemur, he's actually fucking pretty good at League of Legends.
Yeah, it's so disgusting to me, bro. Like literally, I would rather see anyone else on that team. Give me like give me like Insanity. Give me Insanity XXX. Put him in the LCS and just like, let's see how he does. Somebody that has potential, that can pop off, that's like hungry. It literally just seems like he goes into every game like, I hope I don't get shit on that hard this game. And then he just gets shit on like decently hard, or he makes him or he TPs to his fucking turret like 1 inch, and then it's all right, dude. We fucking did it. Like we threw the game again. Didn't think it was possible.
And by the way, my boy Prolly has fucked up the PR angle of being the coach of this team so hard repeatedly. It's unreal. Like, we've got to the point now where all the 100 Thieves fans are like searching through old videos from last year, like it was the fucking Kennedy assassination, looking for like, look at this interaction here. Look at the way Prolly was very dismissive of the play. It's like you've so mishandled this, because the problem is, I get if you're one of the top teams where you do that thing of like, you know, we have like radio silence from the locker room, like we don't let like bad stuff get out. I like that approach to some degree, but he like made that go for too long, and as a result, all the bad rumors started, and now his team's shit. So now he looks really fucking bad publicly, and he's tanking his fucking reputation, in my opinion.
Dude, Afro also looks a little bit checked out. So I interviewed Afro recently, and I saw some of Afro's interview, and it seemed less energy than normal. So I went back and checked out 100 Thieves heist videos from season, like their earlier
Loco
season.
was on the fucking conspiracy train. What did he find?
I think that him, it's not like he's like trying any less. I think that he just feels like bad about himself right now, because every other team that he's been on, like when you look at like 100, he had more to work with, and like his decision making in the crucial, like he was the one that could like take the situation that was like neutral and turn it good with like clutch shot calling. But they're in such horrible situations all the time that like he doesn't even feel like he gets to do his thing, and he's not. And also like one of his other strengths, so his strengths were like, you know, that decision making, like he always got picked off in the mid game, even when he was really good. He would get picked off going for vision, things like that. That was always like fundamental to his play style. But I think that one of the things that hurt him a lot is like all these more mechanical, like good supports coming in. You have people like Vulcan, you have people like Biofrost. Like as soon as all these players started coming into the league, he can't shit on lane the way he used to. Like supports used to just be bad in LCS. Like it was just like that. Like the way the LCS was the support was like the worst player on the team 90% of the time. That's just how it was. Like worse mechanically. You know, he was just like kind of like he had a great attitude about like playing the game, so that's why he's the support. Like he was like a team support more than an actual just mechanical player. Now you have all these players that play in the LCS that are mechanically good, and Afro can't like shit on that anymore. If anything, he's like Afro's a little bit worse mechanically. So when the whole game looks like shit, it's so fucking uncoordinated, and he's not able to get a lead in lane. Also, I mean, I think it affects him that he's playing like on a team that should be good, and they're just so damn bad. I don't think that it's as much he's checked out. I think it's hard for him to be energetic when he feels so goddamn bad about the situation. Like he feels horrible in these interviews. Like when he's watching the game with Avali, right?
Should.
Like, yeah, they're the fucking. They're playing against one of the worst teams in the league. They were 0-3. They pick up their first win by like the other team throwing, and it's like you're playing on a team that got to the finals a year, like less than a year ago. They were playing in the spring finals, right?
Sure.
And now they're barely beating out the last place teams by the last place teams throwing. Like, how the fuck is he gonna come into an interview? Yeah, dude, we fucking played great. I'm so happy to be playing with Huhi again. Like, we got our first win, dude. Me and Bang were tearing it up in the bot line. Like, he just feels like a piece of shit. So he's not gonna like. It's so hard for him to fake like a smile and have like a great interview. So people just think it's him being checked out. I think he just feels bad.
I actually agree with some of that point, and also the expectation for this team were fucking high. Expectation for this team is we upgraded from last year. Like Ryu into Huhi is maybe a slight upgrade. Bang over Cody Sun and Rikara, fuck yeah, man, we're gonna fucking carry this shit,
bro.
Tell you what, anyone who was saying Ryu was actually like a fucking like that was an upgrade. I think we've learned now. You know what? Ryu wasn't great last year, but he could fucking do his job.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
competent.
I think that who he compared to Ryu, I view that as a downgrade, like a pretty decent downgrade. Like Ryu kind of had some blunders, but he had his like defined strengths. I thought he was one of like the best 1-3-1 mid laners in the league. Like, he was very good at playing the side lane. And
he's a Prolly player. Like, there's a reason he's been with that guy for so long.
I don't understand why Cody Sun's value went down so hard. I think it must be personality driven, because I thought he was an excellent AD carry for most.
That's the thing, Tom. If I had to guess, like I've seen this happen a lot in many different esports games. That's what's suspicious what you're saying now, because I agree. I think Cody Sun, logically, yeah, I understand why 100 Thieves would get rid of him, but I thought for sure some of these other teams would pick him up, like Optic or someone. So when someone like that doesn't get picked up, that nearly always signals that behind the scenes, when the owners have inquired with the old owner and the old coach of that player, that they've said something bad about them personality-wise, like, you know, work ethic, or maybe they have like they're not good at learning from mistakes. Like, it's a bad sign when you get dropped completely by the whole league.
Of course, but I've always been the person where you just like that's okay for them being removed from a top team, right?
Sure.
Like 100 Thieves, they were
I
like
would
top
gamble
10.
on him if I was a bottom team. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I think it would make sense.
100%. And I'm the same way with like people like Dardoch. Like people say,
Exactly.
"Oh, Dardoch's toxic as fuck."
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Like this guy could literally be like the most toxic piece of shit in the world. Put him on a
Good.
team.
Let him be toxic on fucking Clutch. Let's win some games.
Yeah, because he's gonna be toxic. Like it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but he's gonna fucking win you the goddamn game, and that's what we're here for. We're not here to just fucking make everyone feel good. We're here to fucking win games in the LCS, and he's the player that can do it. Get people like him. Get people like I don't even know if Cody Sun's toxic. I always thought he was like a pretty reserved, like nice kid. Maybe he's a piece of shit. I don't fucking know. But the point is, he played fucking well most of the time. He had random bonehead mistakes. Like he would do like random like wild turtle moments, but he would lane fucking well. He would come out of lane with CS leads, and he would play most team fights doing the most damage possible in those situations. Like his damage numbers were fucking insane. His like the percentage of his damage share was fucking insane. This kid can fucking play the game. Put him in the fucking LCS.
Put it this way, you know what? I'll give you an example right now, Loco. So this statement alone will show how much I think people have like gone way too far the other way on Cody Sun. I would take a deal tomorrow to trade deftly for Cody Sun and Golden Guardians.
100%.
Tomorrow, I'd take that
100%.
instantly. Because of like, first of all, he's an actual
Ole-
carry threat. I was the person he played with before. Definitely does nothing. Like that's fine. Yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah,
Take that tomorrow, mate.
Ole and Cody Sun were one of the best bot lanes in LCS in 2017. They might have been the best. Like they just had the synergy. They had the synergy. They would get fucking kills like almost every lane, dude. That Immortals team, like people thought that team was shit, and then in one split they just became fucking good together. Like they just had fucking synergy. You can see very clearly when a lane has synergy and when a lane doesn't. Like one of the things I think is really good is I think that for TL their bot lane has synergy. Like Core JJ and Doublelift are on the same page. They both really good players, and they see the play at the same time. Like they're on the same page. Like okay, like this is what we're doing. We're killing this person like right now. Both commit instantly. I felt that with Cody Sun and Ole. Right now, like for Golden Guardians, I don't feel like you actually like have that much synergy in the bot lane. It feels like Definitely's just trying to like be a role player, and Ole is trying to figure out how he used to win so many goddamn games.
I'm a little less high on Cody Sun than both you guys. I also know some, I guess like behind the scene, like Cody Sun. Why they replaced him wasn't just purely play reasons. It definitely had a lot to do with attitude and how he was behaving within the team and behaving in practice. So not going to delve into that, but definitely problems there. In terms of gameplay, my biggest thing with Cody has been randomly dying in team fights. And that's just such a fucking big mistake on an AD carry. Like you get funneled so much gold and you get funneled so much resource. And if one of your primary like weakness is you randomly die in team fights time to time, it's sometimes inexcusable, and it's so hard to build a team around you.
Sure, but that's like, here's the thing though, Loco, the distinction I would make there is that's why we both purposely said I wouldn't have him on a top team. Yeah, on a top team, he'd be a liability. The difference is when you get to the bottom of the LCS, he would have a big upside. Like, think about half the AD carries on the bottom teams aren't even good AD carries. They're just like, they just play the role. It's like, right, if you get me to 35 minutes with 2 items, I guess I could hit auto attack some stuff. It's like brilliant. Like this guy could actually carry his lane if you gave him a chance.
I mean, the thing is that I think about Cody Sun is he does have that propensity to throw, right? Same thing that we saw with Wild Turtle, and it's always fucking scary to have an AD carry like that because and to be honest, I think Piglet is honestly the same way. If like he hard through the game with Clutch. I mean, a lot of these AD carries that try to do a lot of fucking damage, that want to have big damage shares. The reason why they're doing so much damage is they're opening up and starting to auto earlier than other AD carries. Like other AD carries, if you watch the way that they like micro their character, you can tell if the AD carries like mentality is like I'm gonna get into like the perfect position and then I'll start attacking, or they just want to like start attacking as soon as possible and like sidestep skill shots, be ready to like flash important skill shots. And I think that Cody Sun is one of those players who will look for the opportunities to open up earlier in a team fight in terms of damage, and he's gonna rely on like flashing important ultimates. He's gonna rely on sidestepping important abilities, and that's what's gonna fucking win you the team fight. So he's playing more on the edge than other AD carries, but the amount of times that he was able to like pull this off later on, like within 100 Thieves, he almost never threw the game when he was on 100 Thieves. When like he got better at making sure that he was consistent, like more consistent as time went on, and I think that that's a good sign. Like it's not like he was just getting fucking caught randomly. Like for example, I think Turtle was more the type of player that consistently got carried, like he got caught at like the same amount almost all the time. You know, like he was the type of player who would you could rely on jumping in and getting caught. But I think that Cody Sun was shoring up that weakness.
Let's move on to some of the different players on 100 Thieves. What do you guys think of Onda? Because I actually think Onda had a decent...
It's time for you to stop telling me that he was good at Worlds. Worlds was months ago now.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck anymore. This guy's been pretty broken this split.
He had a decent later half of 2018, but...
They broke him mentally, I can tell.
Well, one of the core problems with Onda is his communication's really bad, and he's really quiet. And it's really starting to show whenever they take 2v2s with Huhi or Someday. Like, I think 100 Thieves has some of the most awful 2v2s in mid lane and top lane. You'd imagine their top lane 2v2 is good, but Someday plus Onda is some of the worst in the league, and it's fucking weird. Go ahead, Dom.
It's down to decision making. Like, it's not that they're horrible mechanically. It's just that like they just do dumb shit. They're like, "Are we going? All right, we're going," and then they just both start fucking fighting without like a clear like target or like a clear objective with like how they're gonna play out the situation. Like, there's so many basic things that should be communicated that you can tell that they're just like off on. Where it's like, okay, we're about to dive this guy. I'll tank first. Like, that is literally like the most important thing when you're diving somebody is calling out who tanks first. Like, I'm going to take aggro, and then, like, I'll drop it here, like, you pick up aggro, and then we kill the guy. They don't do any of that shit. They're just like, all right, let's dive. And then they just play out the situation like it's fucking solo queue.
Loco, if you could get access to fucking Someday's league account right now, I guarantee you it's just all poaching. It's just him with like chat dialogues open to Meteos, like, "Will you come home for next split?" It's like, no, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Someday, stop that. It's like, oh, sorry, I don't know. I know no rules. Like, fucking hell, it's unreal. Say what you like about Meteos when they had to move him. That move, like, unless there's some mad turnaround next split, that was a bad move. That was a bad fucking trade.
The thing about 100 Thieves is there were problems with Meteos and Cody Sun, and they should have.
Why is this the thing?
No, they should have said something about it last split. They should.
You know, I've got a message for the LCS.
What?
Right? You know when you have these really talented players that are so talented, there's not really many players can replace them skill wise. So someone needs one of these players. When all of you keep saying, "Oh, the problem with these players is they just don't fit the team well," that's your job as the coach. You are failing your job as the coach. Well, you can't get this guy to buy in to be on your team. Remember, the option isn't this. Like, Loco, I would understand if people like Meteos were so highly regarded. It's like, well, if I'm a dickhead on this team, I'll go to a really good team next split. Next split, I'll be on Team Liquid. I'll be on Cloud9, right? That would make sense. Their options are, if they don't get on this team, they're either out of the LCS or on a bad team. It's actually very easy to sell a guy like that to bring him back into the unit. You tell him, listen, I don't want to have to get rid of you. I think you're a really good player. I think you're even a good player for our team, but you've got to play this. Like, you can't just keep throwing these players away, because as you've seen with Dardoch, even when he barely plays, he's better than like half the fucking LCS.
Oh, he's better than more than half the LCS.
Ridiculous.
Dude. That guy is so good. But like, I think that it is one of the things, like, you have to let these players speak their mind. And if you look at the really good coach, like, I think Kane is one of the best coaches in LCS. And you can see that, like, when the game is not going to like a really good player's liking, they understand how they want to play the game, and they'll see like their problems within the game. But I think the thing that's different with like a really good coach like Kane compared to somebody like Prolly is Kane is willing to like be like, okay, like, I'm gonna let you speak, like, I'm gonna try to understand. And then they take in what the person says. They're like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's okay because of this. Like we appreciate what you're saying. There's value to what you're saying, but in this circumstance, we're going to be able to make it work through this as a team. And it like calms the player down from being like so upset and like erratic because the game's not going the way they want. Like a player like Doublelift, he obviously wants to shit on lane all the time. And there was that clip of him being like, dude, we're playing against a Kai'Sa and the Kai'Sa's like free farming. Yeah. He's like, bro, the Kai'Sa's free farming. Like, that's a problem, bro. Like, when I free farm this Kai'Sa, I carry. But it's like, but we're so far ahead everywhere else, it's okay. Like, this Kai'Sa is strong. Kai'Sa strong is bad, but in this circumstance, it's gonna be okay. And then it's like, and you can see Doublelift be like, all right, it's gonna be all right.
You see, like, Core JJ, like, pat him on the back. It's okay, dude. It's okay, dude. We'll get through this.
And that mentality is really that. But I think that's actually really valuable. We're joking about it, but I think that's really valuable when we're dealing with like toxic like players like potentially Dardoch. Is they have to be able to voice their opinion, and being mature enough to let them to let them be immature, but also bring them back, I think is a skill that I'm not sure if probably has. I don't think he has it. I think that he starts like feeling attacked when a player's like, the strategy is bad. We're fucking up, bro. Like, I'm not doing what I want to do. And then you can see him being like, we are doing what we want to do. Like we just have to like fucking get together and do it right. And it's all that negative energy, I think, spirals into like a problem that becomes unfixable. Whereas if you have like a coach that's more calm and able to take in what these people are saying and redirect the energy and like bring the team together with that, I think that is super, super important.
Here's the disconnect, right? When we have players like that, you described it perfectly, because the key thing is other people. I've always thought the reason why I hate the term toxic for pro players is stupid idiots that play League only in solo queue think that means the player's being toxic, like the random jungler they had in their game who's just flaming them like, you moron, kill yourself, I'll never come to your lane. Like, they're not doing any of that shit, you idiots. Like, we're just talking about usually what happens is this is where the problem arises, right? They lose a game in which, crucially, like Dom said here, the player who lost the game thinks there was a way to win the game and it was the way I was going to do it, but we didn't do it my way. So he now feels like, right, we're not actually using the one way we could have won the game. The point here is the coach isn't supposed to convince him he's wrong, like that's not the right way to play the game, or tell him like just do what I say without even asking. What you have to do is like listen to the player so he feels like he's heard. You even might agree with him on an individual level. Like, I can see actually why in your one spot in the game that made sense, but this is the bigger concept that we were trying to do. And in this game, for example, you know, the small edge you would have gotten there might not have won us the game. So I'm telling the rest of the team to play this way. And you're right. In some instances, maybe we'll do it your way. But in this instance, I need you to be like on board this way. Although I acknowledge, that is another way we could have done it. And actually, I will say, when people try to get those old clips of Prolly, that is one area I thought he did fail, because I noticed he would try to like debate the player, and it would be like, he was almost like trying to prove to the player, like, I know the overall game better than you. Whereas that's just going to make the player feel even more frustrated, because now he's like, no one's even listening to me when I'm telling him the one way I think we could win. Because that's the key thing, Loco, is it's one thing if someone's bad and they're toxic. These are all good players. And the key thing about the good player is they nearly always saw something that probably in their individual world would win them the game. It's like coming from a positive place, if you see what I mean. They express it so badly. I'll admit that. They're really bad at that.
I agree with your majority of your points, but one thing I have to disagree with on, and I know more background information, is when you show like a clip of player being toxic, right? When you show a clip of Dardoch being toxic or any other player being toxic, when the team publicly shows it, that's the best part of them being toxic. Yeah, it is way fucking worse behind the scenes. So I remember Breaking Point and some of the behavior that Dardoch did that wasn't shown on Breaking Point, and then I watched the 100 Thieves stuff, and I watched maybe a little bit bad behavior from Meteos, or a little bit bad behavior from another player that might be deemed toxic. In my head,
Dardoch was way worse.
In my head, the first thing I think is, this shit is way fucking worse than what they show on camera. This shit, if this is the shit they're willing to show on camera, behind the scene, it's fucking bad.
But one thing that I think that you got better at as a coach, I think that like, sure, of course these players are bad, but still the better angle to come from is like the point of like maturity and understanding, and like allowing them to vent and like understand, like just being able to be okay with like, holy shit, this guy said a lot of like fucked up shit, man. Like like that's really fucked up. Like, don't say this shit. But being able to like allow them to vent and be like, hey, I understand that it's like dealing with like a child. It's like what you did was wrong, but instead of just telling you that you're fucking wrong all the time, like I understand. You have to listen. You have to be more calm and like tone back the excitement, because when you start adding negativity towards that, it just grows and grows and grows. It blows up. So I actually think that's something that you got much better at throughout your coaching career, is like when you come from being a player, and probably I think is the same way. You argue like a player. You talk and you argue like a player. But a coach has to be above that maturity. And even if it feels bad, even if you're doing things that like don't make sense, it's still the right approach to be able to like get the most out of your players. Like sometimes you have to take the hit of like, damn, like I know I'm fucking right about this shit, right? Like there's plenty of times where I know that Loco felt like he was right about the shit that he's talking about with Dardoch, and I know that probably thinks he knows, and he could be right about the core concept.
Sure.
But being able to like understand the player's emotions, and instead of just trying to defeat them with logic, like be able to like think about, okay, what is the way that I'm going to get the most out of the team? How am I going to like find a way to bring us together out of this? I think that is an extremely hard thing to do, and I think that the best coaches are able to do that. People like Kane are able to do that, and I think that is really important, and it's just I think underutilized by a lot of the coaches.
And it's getting the buy-in of the.
Go on.
It's getting the buy-in from these like so-called toxic players, and you don't get their buy-in by proving them that you're wrong. No, Dardoch, you shouldn't be doing this. Dardoch, you should be
That'll
doing it.
just piss them off more.
Yeah, that'll just piss them off. It's more, Dardoch, I 100% agree with you, and like I want to win, and like let's fix the problems together. It's not you versus me. It's not you versus Piglet. It's like us versus rest of LCS, and we need to get on the same page for it.
Like,
and a lot of it is letting them vent. Go ahead.
Like, the key thing for me here is that they're a key player. They're not just some scrub guy that you can just replace. If they were, you wouldn't even need to have this discussion. You'd go, right, this guy's an arsehole. He's not that good anyway. Just replace him. The point is, these are usually like players that you need to, if you're going to win the game. So, like, I'll give you the analogy, right? I remember there was like a point I heard someone making a video where they said, like, the whole reason why if you're arguing with your wife, you don't want to actually argue is because if you win the argument,
then you get a pissed off wife.
Yeah. Now you have to like, what's your reward? You get to live with someone who fucking now is annoyed at you and resents you. What the only solution that makes you win there is negotiation.
Yeah.
You have to like negotiate with them so you both, maybe you can even both express a totally different opinion, but at the end it's like you still agree to go forwards. Because in this particular case, look at how rarely there have ever been teams that like Dardoch was on or any of these players were on that get better when they kick the player. Because what happens is, this is the other dirty part about team dynamics, is when you're known as the toxic player and you're the one who's always acting out, and other people's way of being toxic is like, you know, passive aggressive, like they just message each other in the client or they say something privately when you're out the room, you will end up also getting scapegoated. And what's great is the team goes, right, all of our problems with this guy, look at this fucker, get him out. Well, as soon as he leaves, why doesn't the team get better? Well, not only have you lost one of your key players, but usually that player acting out was also like a symptom of all the bigger problems in the team. Like maybe two players don't play together, or maybe this guy's shot calling shit. Like usually that's the bigger problem. So when you kick the player, you still aren't getting worse anyway. So it wasn't just him.
I mean, I can speak to this because like I was one of the players that was more vocal about like problems that I had with teams. Like for example, in 2015, we always had this problem where like we would just fuck up the most basic things, and I would get super frustrated. And I think that part of it is when like players that are like care a lot about the game see like the same mistakes over and over again, you feel like it's never gonna go well. You're like, damn, like this fucking happens all the time. It's just gonna keep on happening, and we're gonna keep on fucking losing, and you spiral into this like negative cycle. And because you want to win so bad, you like don't really see how you being negative about it kind of contributes to the problem. It's like when your teammates feel like, oh shit, like I always fuck up this, like I gotta just not fuck up. When they have that type of mindset, they're much more prone to fucking it up than if they just are like, okay, like how do I learn how to do what I'm supposed to do properly, and then they just like execute it in a more calm way. Like I always had this problem with Quas where he would always fuck up like the amount of like, because in season 5 there was this thing where like the top lane would farm with the jungler, and he would take like a certain amount of experience to get to a certain level, and he would be super far behind for like most of the game. They removed it from the game now, but like there'd be a point where like the top laner would be level 2 and he would just get completely fucked for the first like 10 minutes of the game, and then you'd have like a level 3 rise versus like a level 3 Hecarim, and then they'd be in the side lane at some point and they'd suddenly be able to farm.
Double jungle,
we would so we would double jungle. But there was a formula to double jungling where the top laner is getting the experience that he needs to hit a certain level, and then the jungler gets the rest of it, and the top laner would facilitate the jungle to help him clear faster, so that you'd like so you wouldn't have two people behind essentially. And Quas would always fuck up which
he taking your camps or something?
Yeah, he would always take the wrong ones. Like he would just like he would always accidentally take the wrong thing. It's like, oh god damn it, I took the big golem, fuck. Like, and it's like, bro, now I'm like level 3 and this other guy's level 4, and like there would be a point where you'd have to vertical jungle, and when you do the vertical jungle, I would just be behind, and sometimes I would die because I wouldn't be at my power spike. I would be level 5 instead of level 6, like things like that. And I would get so frustrated because it's like, bro, like why are you fucking this up all the time? Like you're fucking me like with this. And like I'll get mad. And the way to calm me down was not to be like aggressive. Like it's like Quas just checks out sometimes in scrims. It's gonna be okay. Like it's gonna be okay. Like I literally I needed to fucking hear that shit because I would lose it, bro. I would fucking lose. I could not handle that. And like the person that could do that on our team was actually Steve. Like it's like, Dom, you're right. But just if you calm down, things will be better. And I'm like, okay, all right, like I'll eventually calm down. Like you need somebody with that's like more mature than you to like help you out when you're like an immature fucking like feisty young aggressive player. I feel like.
Let's move on to a different team. So I mean, we talked about kicking toxic players and the team getting better. CLG, a great example. They kicked double lift, and then now they're so much better.
Exactly. Yeah. But here's the thing though. Actually,
They were good that first split though. Like,
if you want to talk about, they were for that first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But then again, that was also like Afro in his prime. That was probably like his best period. Here's the thing about CLG we have to talk about is, you know what? I don't know how they did it, Loco. They got access to the time machine. Split pushing Jack Starshan. What fucking year is this? What year is this? Is this 2012 or something? What is this? That was actually good. That was actually fucking good. That was legit.
I think Wiggly and
Holy
Darshan.
shit, they had a carry threat in the game aside from Power of Evil.
I think that game was a very specific situation. Wiggly and Darshan. I always praise Wiggly, and I do think Wiggly and Darshan had good synergy. And also, they were like, we're gonna blind pick Riven. We're gonna ban Renekton. We're gonna ban Poppy. You're not gonna have counters to Riven. And then Darshan's like, what are you fucking talking about? There's literally a champion called Jax where I might lose early, but I'm going to win later. And they even won early.
He made Jax look OP as fuck, didn't he?
I don't actually think that that's a good matchup for Jax though.
It's not good early, but there's a point where it does outscale. And Riven
and you have to remember early on the Riven got killed really early in the game as well.
But I feel normally the way that it should go if both players player out the top lane is that Riven will be so far ahead that like the Jax will never get to the point.
That was supposed to be the logic. Don't worry, I've no doubt that the guys from the FlyQuest thought that was the case as well, Dom, but it never happened, and Riven could never get going in that game ever, sadly.
Dom, I don't think it's like a counter matchup, and I don't think it's like, oh, Jax outright wins this matchup, but it is like a paper thin matchup to be in, and you need really good jungle coordination for both sides for Riven to be able to dominate that matchup. And when they took the 2v2, Thorin was bottom. It was Olaf being bottom, and Viper's wave starting to push away, and he couldn't let the wave go. He couldn't be like, holy shit, my wave is pushing away and I don't have my jungle here. I have to let this wave go.
I hate the Olaf pick in LCS. Like, teams just aren't good enough to play. Like, all these NA teams, this is what happens.
It is death when it gets locked in, isn't it?
This is what happens, dude. They watch like the best. They're like, what's the best team in the world? Griffin?
Yeah,
there we go. Let's play like Griffin. And then they don't understand like the amount of execution that's needed to play as well as Griffin do. So they just end up picking champions the same way that Griffin does, and they're not able to pull it off, and then they just end up losing. Like,
and they also don't have Tarzan, so that helps. Yeah, exactly. That's like step one of their.
How many times do you see like it's like, bro, like Tarzan builds Redemption Olaf, bro. Like, I saw that shit. He's the best jungler. This is the fucking secret. The redemption is not the fucking secret to Tarzan being a good player. It's his pathing. It's his game understanding. It's the way that he's able to snowball the game with the Olaf pick. How he's able to take dragons. How he's able to like force the enemy jungler back and get his lead. That's the crucial part to Olaf. But they just play the champion and build the same items, and they think that that's good enough to accomplish the goal that they want. And it's just not like that. Like, Olaf is not an NA champion, dude. I'm telling you, the NA champion right now,
Jarvan.
I swear to God, is Jarvan. Yes! Yes!
Pick Jarvan Galio. Pick Jarvan Galio.
Yes, bro, that's the NA champion. Like, you're not fucking Korean. You can't pull off the Olaf.
Don't pick Yasuo for whatever reason either. That's another one. Don't lock that in. Don't lock these champions in.
The NA champion. What? I'm serious.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Dom.
No, but I'm just saying that is what it is. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You there's a reason, because Jarvan is
simple
Jarvan.
and good. It's simple and good.
It's simple and good. You get it's very low risk, really high value. You want high value picks that are hard to fuck up.
Mate, there's 2 games this week where it would have literally made the team like have the perfect draft. Like, there was the Cloud9 one where they could have taken it, where obviously that would be like a fucking dream to have Jarvan against a poor comp like that where had no flashes. There's the dream. And then this game here, as though you wouldn't have banged the fuck out of this top lane if you'd have had Jarvan Riven as the 2v2.
Yeah, of
course you would.
One of the crucial coaching skills I learned later down is my game knowledge. I don't think game knowledge improved that much. I think one thing I got better was convincing players to do stuff they don't want to do. Like, who the fuck wants to play Jarvan? Of course they want to play Olaf and have early game priority, and they want to be fucking Tarzan. But like, to convince the player, hey, maybe like for the team, you're the best player we have on the team, but we need to pick engage. Other people on our team can't really pick engage, and you're just the best one. And like, you have to play tank Jarvan. Like, we have to for the team. I know you're the best jungler ever, but Dom, for the team, you're gonna have to pick Tank Jarvan. Any other team, you can be a carry, but this team, be a Tank Jarvan.
You gotta get in their head. You gotta convince them that Jarvan is fun. It's like, bro, like look at what you can do with Jarvan. You can level 2 gank. Can you level 2 gank on Olaf? Fuck no, you can't level 2 gank on Olaf. But you can run mid. You can EQ. If you're really sick, you can EQ flash predict on the Jarvan. You get the kill, dude. You can steal buffs early game. You can do all these weird paths, red to enemy, blue into crab, and then you can go to the other side. Like you just gotta convince them that there are ways to play. Like you don't just have to fucking full clear your jungle and then just play like Jarvan. Like you can't just sell out when you play Jarvan and forget how to play the game. You maximize what Jarvan can do, and the champion is fucking good, and it's great for NA. Pick goddamn Jarvan.
And then follow it up with a Galio pick, and then your idiot support can just press R whenever you go EQ R, and then you guys got that wombo combo engage going.
Bro, but like it's funny, but it's like it's actually true. I honestly think that teams, they think that they're smarter than they are. But if you dumb it down to Jarvan Galio, you're gonna get some results.
I promise you, all the coaches know Jarvan Galio is good. They're just sitting there thinking, how the fuck can I convince my players to play these boring ass shit when they want to play other stuff? We want to play 1-3-1 with Tom Kench. Like, we want to do other stuff. Like, players want to do other stuff, and you kind of have to convince them, hey, maybe this is the best thing for our team.
Yeah, but like, bro, Olaf isn't that fun to play either. I wasn't that fucking hyped up play. Like, it's different when it's when it's like, dude, I want to play Lee Sin, but Jarvan's really good here. But I fucking want to play Lee Sin, bro. I want to like have the fucking like kick flash 4-man, get that play on Reddit, like get fucking like on the Penta and all that shit. And so like Riot knows how good I like that. That is a fucking hard sell. But I feel like Jarvan versus Olaf is not a hard sell, bro. Like Olaf is not that fucking fun. It's like, oh, you clear fast and you're like, it doesn't feel that great to play Olaf. Like when you snowball a game, it feels like good because you're just running people over. But the fact that you fall off so hard with Olaf and you can lose so quickly is like the thing that makes it kind of uncomfortable. I just think that in general, like, yeah, these people just like are picking just like such weird shit. Like just fuck the Olaf, fuck all these weird ass champions. Play Jarvan and play Nocturne. Just
And Sejuani. Those are the three.
Play Jarvan, Nocturne, Sejuani. Fuck the Gragas. Fuck all this other shit.
Exactly.
There it is. That's your champion pool. Go get him, Tiger.
You fixed LCS. You fixed jungling in LCS.
I swear, like, I honestly think it would improve it though.
That actually does feel like a difference, you know, from watching LEC and watching LCS. Like LEC seems way more about 2v2 mid and jungle. LCS is like about who gets the top laner ahead. Like I think that's actually the difference.
What are they playing in LEC right now?
The unique picks in LEC that NA doesn't play is LeBlanc and Elise. So we do play some LeBlanc, we do play some Elise, but there's so much more of that.
Mid laners anyway.
It's way so much in Europe. They love the mid 2v2 and they love having strong 2v2 with those champs.
Yep.
Oh, we got off topic, but going back to CLG, they do look better, and I do think CLG and Golden Guardians look like they are going to close off playoff spots. Go ahead now.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Finish your point, and then I'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, they...
Sorry, no, listen, this is the part of the show I was looking forward to, guys. I'm ready to sit back. It's like the reason why I sometimes watch... I'll tell you right now, Loco, anytime you do a VOD review of Golden Guardians, I watch it. Yeah. Because what I want to see is, right, I've got my popcorn, I've got my drink. Now all I've got to do is sit back and listen to Loco find a way to explain that Froggen did nothing in this game, even when he 1v9s, even when he wins the game, even when it doesn't matter what happens. I have to find out why Loco is going to explain that he didn't do something right in this game. So, then I go watch the TSM game and he goes, just a small mistake by Bjergsen, no biggie.
I said they I said they lost the game off that mistake, but
because they literally lost the game. It's not even a fucking insightful comment, you dumb fuck. They literally lost the game. You're saying it like, I practically lost the game. No, he did, Loco. He actually did lose the game. Bro.
Anyways, going back to CLG and a little bit of Golden Guardians.
Yeah, come on.
I underrated both teams because what they've shown me in previous weeks is very different from what they showed me last week. Last week, both Golden Guardians and CLG made strides in terms of being a better team. Darshan playing Jax, being able to play 1-3-1. Golden Guardians opting into more stuff like Jace, more stuff like Ryze, Froggen playing LeBlanc. They
tried a few earlier game comps for sure, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing things different. So you can't criticize me for criticizing them when they were having those exact problems that I mentioned. These teams are too one-dimensional. These teams are too slow.
Okay.
Last week, they changed a lot of that. A lot of it with CLG and a lot of it with Golden Guardians.
Yeah. Right, you ready? Are you ready for the call-out? Here's the call-out, son. So I watched one of your VODs where you were talking about Golden Guardians, and you said that the best player on Golden Guardians, this split, is Hauntzer. are you out of your ever-loving mind? Right? Did you see this game where he played Jace? There's a reason I made that graphic, the goofy time one, where it's like, please answer, no more Jason. That's like his own fucking team saying that. This guy doesn't even know what a split push is. Like, he just waited the whole game, kept grouping with his team the whole game. Like, what are you doing? You had the lead the whole game long.
If you ask me today, I would actually say it's Froggen due to him showing variance on other champions and him being really, really solid and Haunter having a little bit of a dip and Haunter falling off. But at the point I said it, I do think it was Haunter.
Here's the thing. The two best players are Haunter and Froggen. That's pretty clear. Definitely is just a waste of time. Like, he has been so bad this split, mate. He just does nothing. Well, think of games where he was really sick. He's had, like, what, 2 carry games? Maybe 2. I think I'd say like 1.5.
Yeah, I'm not huge on definitely either. I mean, I think that like for at least CLG, I think Thorin's gonna hate this, but I honestly think that this team is a testament to the fact that like Weldon is actually a good coach.
No, I've said as much. I agreed the same, Dom. I think if you look at the lineup, this lineup should be almost last in the fucking LCS.
Yeah,
they're doing pretty well.
I had them at last, and he's actually getting them to like work together as a team. Like, and that I think is what you can see good coach. Because I think if you give this fucking roster to Prolly, and you give Prolly's roster to Weldon, I think that the teams will literally just reverse in the standings, and you'll just have the 100 Thieves team with Weldon doing just as good as CLG is doing right now. I think that some people are able to get their team to buy in, and some people just know information. I think that people like Weldon are better at just like
He's the best salesman. He's the best salesman in LCS. He should work for marketing.
Yeah. I
told you that too. I told you that too.
No,
I always said he was the best salesman, and he's the best at getting a buy-in from players. I've always said that.
That's what you never understood, Loco. Yeah. You do realize when I said he's a snake oil salesman, he's a salesman. He makes you buy something that doesn't even work. That's why he's fucking genius. Now, it's different. Here's the difference as well. He's not just doing the sports psychology anymore. He's actually coaching now. Like, I could believe someone with that skill set's ideal for NA.
I think Irene contributes so much in terms of gameplay coaching. I don't know how much Weldon contributes, but talking a little bit to Irene seems really smart, and he does know his gameplay really well.
Yeah. I think their coaching is really strong, and it carries that team because I also believe that they just from how they seem, it feels like they're a team that improves from their mistakes. Like when they make mistakes, it feels like they learn from it. They go back to the drawing board, and the culture allows them to improve. I think some of that is the personality of the players. Like I don't think they have anyone on their team. CLG, right? When you look at Wiggly, when you look at Wiggly, Darshan, I think is a great teammate. Power of Evil doesn't seem like the type of teammate that would be super aggressive. Like he might be like kind of like the passive aggressive type, but I don't think he was just like all out fucking toxic and shit. And Stixay and Biofrost are definitely like more passive like types that are generally like positive. Like they're willing to improve with that mindset. And I think that when you have good coaching, it allows a team that's worse to hit levels that they wouldn't have hit by themselves. Like he can actually push them beyond their natural skill. And I think that's so important when it comes to like a team in LCS, because that's the whole fucking game. Like you need to just be able to maximize your fucking players. And when you see teams like Clutch Gaming and 100 Thieves, the reason that they're at the bottom isn't because they have worse players. It's because they're getting like the lowest amount out of their players possible.
Yeah.
Clutch and 100 Thieves are definitely underperforming, where some of the mid-tier teams like Golden Guard, Golden Guardian and CLG, they're overperforming. Yeah.
Even though obviously no one could have predicted the way this split went. Like it was so crazy with all the results, and like even now it's kind of ridiculous that like 2 games takes you from bottom to like 4th place in the split. If you look at the way the league is now, and you look at the games remaining, mate, my actual prediction for Golden Guardians is on track to happen.
To be
4th or 5th. Yeah, they can do it, mate. Look who they've got to play. Like, FlyQuest's probably going to drop. So it's only CLG in their way. They get to play CLG. They've got a nice little schedule. It might happen. It might happen, son.
It might happen.
I don't know about FlyQuest. Like, I feel like they should be the 4th best team.
They should, but they've been so bad the last few weeks.
Yeah. And then the last 2 weeks have been so fucking bad. But I don't know. I just still think they should be the fourth best team. It feels like they're underperforming so much right now.
So I'll open up a little bit about FlyQuest. So Thorin made a really great point. They were the team that had their shit together earlier in the split when other teams didn't have their shit together, because they had players that don't cause problems. Who the fuck is going to be problematic on that team?
Exactly.
Literally no one. Yeah. So they had their shit figured out before other teams, and they picked up a lot of wins, and they were solidly 4th. And last week there was one death that was public. Lucas's grandpa passing away, that was public. So Lucas was distraught. They didn't get a lot of practice. And there's another death that happened for one of the players that's not public, so I'm not going to mention it. So, but there was another tragedy that happened within FlyQuest. So there were two players that didn't get to practice that much or a lot. So I kind of excuse FlyQuest for what happened last week, and let's see what happens going on.
Yeah, I think that team probably can get their shit back together. I think that they have just they have a better. I think for like the players' synergy levels and like how good I think their environment should be ideally, because they don't have players that will cause problems like Loco said. I think that they do have like better players. Like I would say that FlyQuest just has better players overall than a team like CLG, right? Like
on
Viper,
average.
Viper is probably better than Darshan. Santorin's better than Wiggly. Pobelter is probably equal to Power of Evil for right now in
Arguable
performance.
either way, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
arguable
it's a
either way.
wash.
Yeah, you could say maybe Pobelter is like a little bit better of a team player. Power of Evil is probably a little bit better mechanically. Whatever, like he can probably carry a little bit harder, but that's almost a wash. And then if you look at like Wild Turtle and JJ versus Biofrost and 6A, I think that's pretty much a wash too. That's pretty even. I think the biggest problem with FlyQuest, I think their support just fucking sucks. Straight
JJ?
up. I think JJ's just bad. And I think it hurts the team a lot because I think that Turtle, for example, has been in form this split. I think that this is like a pretty good split for Turtle. And his spring splits are normally pretty strong from like how I've
Everyone
seen
flamed me when I actually said when this team was like, when they were like third in the league or fourth in the league or whatever, I said if you're picking someone out, I would actually have Wild Turtle as like a potential MVP candidate.
Yeah, I think
games. Everyone flamed the fuck out of me on that show, though. I think it was Mark C and this local fuck over there.
Of course, Centaurin's been good. Other than last week, Centaurin has been good. That point in the split when we were talking about it, Centaurin was playing really well. Anyways, go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, he has been playing super well. But I really think that they should really look at their support role because JJ just dies so fucking much, dude. Like he's just literally dead to anything that comes his way. And having a player like that is such a liability because you just feel like, God damn, every time they gank bottom, we're gonna fucking die. Like we're just never gonna survive. Either the positioning is off or the warding's not good. There's always a problem that causes death in the bot lane, and I don't think that that's valuable. For like that's just such a big weakness that I think that they get behind off it frequently.
And there's not much they can do to fix it right now. Like what are they gonna do? Who the fuck are they gonna get randomly? I guess they
put out the signal. Put out the signal. Are you ready? You go up to the roof of FlyQuest's building. They've got this big light, and it's an outline of Soraka, and you shine it across the sky.
Adrian,
we need you. We need you to play a healer, bro. I'm back. This is me. He's in. He's straight in. Right, what's available? Let's go.
Adrian's Rook in auto chess. Rook is, I think, third highest tier. He's been grinding auto chess. I met up with him recently, and he's been grinding the fuck out of auto chess.
Dude, isn't Saint like triple queen?
Yeah, Saint's queen. Yeah, Saint's one of the better players. He's like top 50 players in the world.
God damn. But
it's because there's no mechanics in chess.
Yeah, you can't miss a smite in chess.
Exactly.
But,
there you go.
And he is impossible. It's impossible for him to get depression in the
exactly. It doesn't exist. So can't get affected by shit that doesn't exist. Pretty good mindset.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't even be depressed from only playing auto chess all day. It's perfect. Great game for him. But I mean, honestly, like, so for FlyQuest, I mean, they just moved a Bao 222 to the Academy roster for FlyQuest. I think that you should, like, if I was FlyQuest, I would give Consensual Clown a shot, bro. I would give Duo King a shot in fucking LCS.
He's out of their org, dude.
Yeah, I know, because he's fucking toxic. But I like toxic players that are fucking good.
The only thing is, though, I will say,
FlyQuest is the worst team for toxic players. I'm
normally, right, I'm not saying to literally censor people. I'm not generally in favour of censorship, but right, this might sound weird because technically there's nothing wrong with the name of the player you just said, Dom. But that name does, for some reason, just freak me out as a name. Like that sounds like it's implying some really dark shit. Consensual clown. Like there's something really dark about that name. Like get the fuck away from me. Like,
yeah, no, he's like the next level of psychopath. He's one of like the most crazy fucking players I ever saw in solo. But he's so good. He is so fucking good.
He better be.
Look, this guy in 2017 Thorin, he hit rank 1, got permabanned, and then hit rank 1 again a month and a half later playing his off role. He's like, I don't want to play support. It's hard to carry from support, so I'm just going to play AD carry. Like, how many support players can actually just play AD carry to a rank 1 level in solo queue? Like, you have to be insanely talented. Yeah. That kid's movement is the best on the fucking server, I'm telling you. Like, the way that he just micros his characters. I mean, the champions that he plays, like Sona, for example. Sona is the squishiest piece of shit champion that no one thinks is good, right? Like, and he didn't even really play it in Academy much. But the fact that he can dodge so many skill shots, that he's so smart about like the way he gets through lane phase, and that because he's just able to micro so well, that's what makes him such a good AD carry. That's what makes him able to play like all these like healer supports at such a high level. I think that type of player, bro, if you put him in the right environment with good players that he respects, I think he will thrive. Like, I really believe in players like that in the right environment.
Get him in this team then, because we all know Wild Turtle isn't going to get bothered by some mean comments. I mean, there's literally a video on the internet of Wild Turtle, like Reginald's literally just hard flaming him, and he's just sat there like, nice day today, isn't it? Like, fucking hell. How's he taking it? He's too nice. He's too nice a guy. Like,
but I mean, the thing is, Consensual Clown isn't even like a hard flamer. He's not like a Dardoch where he's like aggressive. Like, hey, bro, like, why'd you fuck up, bitch? Like, what, you fucking, like, stupid or some shit? Like, your eyes closed? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, he's not gonna be, like, he's, like, more like the, like, he's, like, Consensual Clown's more like the, oh, my God, I can't believe we lost another fucking game. We throw every fucking game.
Dick size.
Yeah, like, why does everyone in this fucking region so fucking bad? Like, oh, God, I just want to kill myself when I play LCS. Like, he's, like, that type of player, and you're like, all right, stop being a fucking bitch. Like that's how you are with like Clown. You're like, stop being a fucking bitch, bro. Let's get in there and just fucking play the game.
Dom, why don't you coach first, then? Why don't you get all the toxic players? Why don't you get Consensual Clown, Piglet, Phoenix, Dardoch? Why don't you coach first?
Look, I think that I have a good idea of identifying talent. I think that is one of my strengths. I do not think I have the maturity level to coach a team. I can't do what
that's
Kane
the
does.
downside. Yeah.
I can't see, like, I'm somebody who's gonna jump in there too. I'll be like, you saw the way I'm gonna fucking handle. I'll be like, hey, you're being a little bitch. Stop being a fucking bitch.
See, the problem here, Loco,
is play the goddamn game.
Like Dom could do some of the shit, but then we need a second coach to go, Dom, I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate your ideas as well. But like, it's like a stack. It's like Matroska. They just eggs within eggs. Yeah, like,
bro, no, that's bro. Literally, I'm telling you, if I'm coach for a fucking split by week one of my players is dead. Somebody is dead at the end of the first week. Could be myself too. I mean, it's just somebody's dying.
The upside is that Dom could reach some of the toxic players. Like if he was talking to Dardoch, he was like, Dardoch, you can actually still be the same asshole you are, but I'll teach you to mask it and to pretend like you're reformed. And Dardoch could be like, can you learn such a power? You're like, not from a Jedi. There we go. Twinkle means. Not bad. There we go.
Okay, let's.
So goddamn true.
Funnily enough, you guys are both wearing TL. Let's talk about our final team. Thorin, why don't you open up with the double lift comments?
Yeah, here's the thing, right? So Doublelift made this flame, which obviously, I mean, it's not like Doublelift himself posted to Reddit, but because it's Doublelift flame, it got to the top of Reddit and everyone was loving it, where he said that Loco had been fired from every team he worked for or whatever. Obviously, as a way to flame him. Like, my problem with this is, right, people already know. Got a lot of love for Doublelift, known him a long time. I'm generally someone who probably defends him most of the time. I will say on this one, though, Doublelift. Right, let's look at the teams you were on. CLG. Bro. They kicked you out of the team. They kicked you out of the team when you won the LCS, you cretin. That's how. But you were so bad. They were like, we have just won and like accomplished all of our dreams. Should we keep that guy? Fuck no. And they kicked you out of the team. Then you go to TSM. They're winning all the splits. Tell you what, this Doublelift guy is probably the best AD carry to ever play for our org. What should we do? Kick him? Yes. And then like it's like he's been kicked from every team. How can he say that? It's the exact same criticism. And yet what's mad is this, Loco. I've no doubt if he was addressing that, he'd go, well, there's context to that. I had a strained relationship with Afromu, and then in TSM, it's between me and Björk. Like, yeah, there's context like that for Loco's career. Well, like, everyone can just make a throwaway comment, can't they? Come on.
I'll bring context for some of the
Stay in your lane.
So after the TSM stuff, Lena reached out to me to do content for TSM. And at that point, I already semi-committed to TL. And we didn't sign contracts yet, but I told Lena, I gave Steve my word, and like he's getting me a shot as a content creator, so I'm gonna go with TL instead of going back to TSM to do content creation. So I mean, first, like TSM maybe didn't want me back as a coaching role, but relationship was good there. And recently, this offseason, Doublelift, your fucking Team Liquid, asked me to commentate Academy games and asked me to work with them. And I mean, we talked about it. there were some details that either party couldn't agree on, and
Yep.
we ended up not doing it.
And Loco asked for too much money, dude. Just say it. Just say it. Loco asked for too much money, and they say, "Fuck you. We're not paying."
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to say this, Double Lift. You know the story of this as well. The Golden Guardians one doesn't count. Like, I know Loco doesn't want to go into it. We're not ever going to go into that details, but I'll just say that was a totally bullshit firing. That had nothing to do with coaching ability, and that shouldn't even be referenced. Like, you can reference the team at TSM one if you want. That's fine, but that shouldn't even be on the table. Exclude that one.
And the final thing that fans don't know, me and Doublelift used to be really close friends, and we had drama between us, and then that's why Doublelift doesn't like me. Like, Doublelift isn't publicly going and like saying this comments because he thinks I'm a bad coach. He's doing this because we don't like each other because of a personal drama that happened, and fans are feeding off it. So I'm not going to go into the personal drama. I don't want to air out dirty laundry.
Let's
Double
just
Lift,
say
if
it,
you
dude.
ever make me
Just
break
say it.
character again and defend Loco, I'll fucking end you. I'll start talking about you at Worlds. I'll do by the first ever Thorin VOD review, and it'll just be all your games at Worlds, cocksucker.
Bro,
Don't push me.
all I'm saying is, dude, Loco just gets too many girls, man.
That
It
is
just
now-
what it is. It
That
just
is
what
the
it
rumor some of us have heard. Yes.
No, that is-
Loco just is friends with every fucking girl.
Yes,
I don't know
now
how-
you've
I don't know
nailed
how
it.
he's friends with-
Exactly.
He knows
Exactly.
every girl. Like, I don't know how you can
If
know
put
that.
this way,
Oh my God.
Loco's ruined Tinder. If you go on Tinder in LA, it's like every single girl, it's like mutual friends with Locodoco. Nah, fuck, like just no, off. Just
Holy
get out.
shit,
I'm out.
holy shit. I have to tell this story now because you mentioned Tinder. Okay.
Here we go.
I'm not going to mention who, but there was this coach that matched with a girl on Tinder. And then they were actually talking really well and things were going really well. She's someone from UCLA, and this coach didn't know that me and this girl had a thing. And then he said, he asked, like when they asked what they finally do, the girl said, the coach said, I coach League of Legends. And then she's like, oh, really? One of my ex used to coach League of Legends. And then he was like, who? And then she said Locodoco. The coach straight up told her, if you've been with Loco, I don't want anything to do with you. And he was just someone very salty towards it, but yeah. Random Tinder, random coach story. Maybe I'll reveal the names later, but this one's fucking juicy too.
Damn.
Okay.
Loco gets too many girls.
That's got to be near the end. I've got to go soon.
Wait,
So we can do like 5-10 more minutes. If you want.
Let's talk TL. So
All right.
TL fans fucking hate me because I criticize TL for things I think they should be criticized for. I think they are one of the slowest teams at finishing out the game when they had Baron. Like when there are situations where TL can get Baron, they don't get Baron fast enough and they don't close out the game. And I also criticize them for being a one-dimensional team and not running 1-3-1 and split push when they didn't. Recently, they have been doing it with Jace, and I will give credit to them. They are running 1-3-1, but until last week, they were such a one-dimensional team.
I mean, the thing is, they don't. Sure, they can be. They're so much better teamwork-wise than the other teams in the league that they can get away for being mediocre at things that they're not good at. But that's just not. You're not fucking playing into a good team at MSI and then getting solo killed as fucking Jace into Orin. You get solo killed as Jace into Orin in that lane, you're fucked. Like, that game is now over. But I mean, of course, like the enemy team makes bad macro decisions. Darshan like fails the TP, and then Jace just like pushes 3 turrets, and they just win the game off that. I really don't like the way TL plays. Scares me a lot for international play. Like I right now, if you had to throw them all into international play, I would think that TSM and C9 would do better than TL. Even though TL is like a better team, I just feel like the way that they play is just so like they're just like NA stompers rather than a really fucking good team. That's how I see it.
They need to be challenged in other ways, and I can't be confident about them. I was so confident about TL going into Worlds because they look clean in NA, and the way that things in NA was very structured. But that's just not the meta anymore, and there's so much reward for early aggression, and there's so much reward for getting Baron. Like, Baron's so fucking powerful, and it's one of the only ways you can close out the game right now. And those aspects I'm a little worried about for TL. And also, when they play C9, I want to see if they'll run 1-3-1, and I want to see if they'll run split push, or if they're just going to go right back to Impact on Ornn or Impact on Sion.
I don't think that Impact can really play carries. Like, he can like kind of fake it in NA, but I don't view him as like his carry play always made me feel like skeptical.
Here's the problem, Dom.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Like you say, if it's in NA and the comp makes sense, sure, you might pick him not champion. But let's say this was an international competition and you're playing some team from China, Korea, and in the draft, you now have a chance to take a really great top lane matchup with a carry for Impact. Who the fuck's doing that? Nobody.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't put the whole game on him. No way.
Yeah, like, and then I also really don't like the champions that Smithy picks. I feel like his champion, like, I don't like him playing Lee Sin every game. He can like get away with it because his lanes are winning and Lee Sin's good with winning lanes, but I don't think that his Lee Sin is like it's just not a comfortable Lee Sin for me. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't make me feel like, damn, this guy's like gonna fucking win you the game. Like, there's some Lee Sins that are scary. Like, for example, I like back in like season 4, you remember like Shook would get Lee Sin.
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit, Shook Lee Sin, like this dude's gonna fucking find some kill. He's gonna
or
pop
amazing,
off.
These sorts of players. Yeah.
Or amazing would get Lee Sin. It's like, okay, this guy's gonna fucking carry the goddamn game with Lee Sin. I don't feel the same way with Smithy. It's like he's a role-playing Lee Sin. I would much rather see that motherfucker on Jarvan. Like, give him fucking Jarvan. Like, I'm telling you, Jarvan does what Lee Sin does more consistently and can gank. Like, maybe I'm just the biggest fucking Jarvan fanboy on the planet. I don't know. But I think that champions like that, like, I would like to see more like Sedge, Jarvan out of him. Like, those types of picks.
Holy shit, you're right. I've just looked it up. Like, Lee Sin is literally half of Smithy's games this split. He's only played one game of Sejuani. What? One game of Sejuani? That's your champion, bro.
Yeah, I know. And he used to be an insane Jarvan player too. Like, those were his champions. Like, if you look at Immortals in season 7, Summer, when they went on that huge run, he was like killing it with Jarvan. He was playing like every fucking game and popping off. Sejuani, he's popping off too. Those like Sejuani, like, obviously there was those memes in season 5. The fucking Sejuani.
We missed the flash, whatever.
All right, the ult. I was playing. One thing people don't know, I was playing in those games versus him. That I was watching all those ults fly right past my face. I'm like, how the fuck is he missing this one? But he got better. He hits his ults now. Also, you ult differently now with Sejuani than you used to. It's a single target ult, so you just have to hit one person, whereas before you're like looking for like 3-man clusters. So you're like throwing it in between people, and it's more of like a like hard skill shot to land, where here you just throw it at the fucking front line and just like hope you stun somebody. So I think it's easier to play now, and he's always been really good at it. Like season 8 spring split, he was just a monster Sejuani, right? Like he understood the meta so much. I like the Trundle pick that they picked later as well, because I think that's in his wheelhouse. Like, I feel like those are the champions that he's actually better at. If somebody picks a tank into you, like, he's one of the junglers that isn't afraid to pull out Trundle. If they want to do like these early game bruiser type comps, if they want to like run like Nocturne, they want to run lead, things like that, like, I would just give him like the Jarvan or something like that. I think Skarner coming back to the meta is very good for this team, and I think that it will probably come back with this last patch. I think that there's so many picks that Smithy should be playing that he's just like not playing consistently, and I don't know why they have this obsession with Lee. There's no other team that plays as much Lee as TL in, I think, any league. Like, I don't see anyone picking this much Lee Sin. You don't see Tarzan picking this much Lee in fucking LCK. None of the teams in LEC pick Lee that consistently. Like, Lee is just a random pick where you can get away with it in certain games. It's like, okay, the only
other person I can even think of who plays it as much as Contracts from Golden Guardians. That's about it.
I if you looked up the amount of games that they played on it, I feel like Smithy would have way more, like almost double the amount of contracts.
No, I've just looked up. He has one more game than Contract. Contract's played it 5 times, but I will say that's very rare, and he's not even that great on Lee Sin. So to be fair,
I mean, how many of those were losses? I would actually like to see.
Most of them were losses. Yeah, it was like 2 wins, 3 losses.
Okay, so my point is that I don't feel like TL are maximizing what they can with this roster. I do not think that Impact is a carry player, but I think that they could be getting more out of it if they picked like more early game gankers and they utilize the fact that Jensen is such a good carry player. Right now, he feels like a role player within the team. It's like, okay, pick something that, like, all right, you're getting your blind pick fucking Syndra and just like,
dude, he has like fucking Bjergsen's champion ball from like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah. It's like Orianna and like, but I just want to see him like be a focal point where he is like one of the main carries of the team. It's okay to play with a tank player top. Like, Griffin fucking plays with a tank player top. Sword is not a focal point of that team. But they're one of the only teams that I'd be comfortable with like picking the Olaf, because I feel like they can snowball games. And Smithy is good enough on those types of picks. I want to see more bruisers out of the jungle, and I want to see hard carries mid. Fuck it, it's Impact, just give him tanks top. Tanks top, bruisers jungler, hard carries mid, hard carry AD carry. I feel like that is the thing that you've upgraded so much in this team, right? You have a better support, your bot lane should just be better, and you now have a true 1v9 carry player mid. Utilize the fact that you have those 2 strong carries and stop trying to like force your team to be as like malleable as possible. It's like, oh no, we can play everything. You can't play everything, bro. Like you do not have the players to play everything, but you can win with this lineup, and you can do well internationally with this lineup if you just play to what your team is naturally good at.
So I want to push you a little bit on this team and why I think they came up with this identity. I think it's because of Core JJ. You know how much we talk about, Doublelift wants to be played bot side, Doublelift wants to be played bot side. They mentioned so much of their shot calling changing and their team being more like Core JJ, and they talk about being Korean, like Core JJ is our primary shot caller, and it just reminds me of Gen.G from last year. And I think they're going to run into the same kind of problems that Gen.G did last year versus the better early game teams, the teams that play 1-3-1 really heavily. And yeah, it's the blessing and the curse of Core JJ. Has Core JJ been... Or go ahead.
Well, I mean, I'll let you finish your point, but just one thing that I want to point out as a difference is Crown is a different player within the context of LCK than Jensen is within the context of NALCS. Like, Crown was somebody who could not compete mechanically as a 1v9 carry player with other Korean mids last year. Like, he just wasn't good enough. Like, he was like the guy where you give him Malzahar and Lissandra, and you put him into that role of like, you are a role player. Jensen is I think even just right now, I think he's just much better than Crown is as carrying like the things like the Cassiopeia. Like, I would like to see more Jensen, Zoe.
Of course, yeah.
Those types of things, I think that he can thrive on more. So that's like where I want to see them utilize that more, because you don't have Crown mid anymore. You do have Jensen. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly true. Jensen in the context of LCS is probably, I would say, top 2. I know you said Niski, but I would say he's top 2. But you're bringing over the formula that you already know, and you're not adapting with it, and you're not adapting it to NA. And also, I don't think TL really feels the need to adapt or push themselves further when they're winning so much. Like, when you've only dropped one game, like, why do you need to adapt? I think if they lose to C9 next weekend, or this upcoming weekend, like, yeah, this weekend in like a day or two, I do think it's gonna be a wake up call. So let's end on that. Like, what do you guys think is gonna happen for the C9 versus TL match?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because I could see C9 looks in pretty good shape at the moment. Like, they could be the team that does shit early game and wins just against Team Liquid straight up. I could see it happening.
Yeah. Can I say this? I think that it will be more beneficial for TL if they lose than if they win.
For sure. I think all of us can agree with that. If like, they win, they're just going to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be so set in their mindset. They're like, oh no, look at what we can do. I think if they lose, like, I'm hoping that they lose, because TL, obviously, I'm part of the Oregon. They're my favorite team. I mean, it's like my fucking ex team and shit like that. I want to see that team perform the most. So I want them to lose this game so that they like can find their like optimal play style.
Sure.
Better. And like, and they start.
I'm with you though, Dom. Like, they do just underuse Jensen. Like, they don't need him obviously now in LCS. They're probably going to win LCS anyway. But like, what a waste it will be if they come to MSI or Worlds and they never like properly use this guy as a carry. Yeah. Like, right now he should be like an MVP candidate. Like, that's the position he should be. He's not, because he just played a bunch of okay games. He's played like a super pole belter half the time. So like, I don't know why, because the dumb thing is when you look at this team, since, as we've discussed, like, Impact isn't going to like wind the clock back and become a carry player. They should just be like the fucking Season 6 TSM, like the Bjergsen and Doublelift, sure, Jensen and Doublelift. That should be it. Should have so many weapons, and they've got like, Jensen doesn't have to do it now, but it's just a waste of talent. They've got Doublelift, it's sick, but like, it's not like you only need one win condition anymore.
I think that's a fucking great comparison. The Season 6 TSM, because that was when Hanser, like the tank player, right?
Of course,
so now you just have an upgrade on that. You have a better support than you had. Instead of having Biofrost, you have a player that's just as mechanically good, Core JJ, but even smarter and can lead a team. And then you have 2 fucking massive carry threats and like a jungler that can play anything, but is like better on like the bruiser role playing, like the early aggression.
And you've already got your late game macro. Yeah. That's fine. So just now bring an early game. You'd be really dangerous.
Yep, I agree.
All right. Dom, Thorin, any final words on LCS? Anything you want to say before we end the show?
Don't know. We've already used all the flame up, haven't we? Whatever. Yeah.
That's what it turns into.
We haven't just used all the flame up.
Hey, Loco, but what was your most viewed Listen Loco episode, huh? That's what I'm asking you.
My most viewed video ever on this channel is the episode with Dom.
True. So the flame is valuable in terms. That is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think there's people that come on the show and just randomly flame, and there's people that come on the show and have good synergy, and we sometimes flame back and forth and can give inside information and be analytical about League, and I think you check just all the boxes that fans like.
Yeah, awesome. No, I mean, I really enjoy being on this show. Like, this is like a passion thing for me more than like I'm not here for the fucking clout or anything. I like talking about League.
Mhm.
I've always like talked to Thorin. I've been on his shows multiple times, and you know, like I've always thought that you have a good mind about League too. So I love being on shows like this where we can just like talk about LCS with people that like
Yeah.
watch it and care about it. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show, and let's end it here. All right. Later, guys.